Give me a second.
You all right?
Thank you. Um, I wear my heart on my sleeve, and if I'm too sensitive or whatever for thinking that I know that game was about me, I'm not stupid. I heard the context, I heard the clues, and it just so happened to be the same number of letters as my long name. No spaces. I'm not stupid. And that people keep saying that I'm not, like, I should be feel silly about that. If it were to happen to anybody else, they would be hurt. But to make fun of somebody for how they feel and how they're hurt, that is bullying.
Yeah. And also, too, everybody, do not give me any coins, gifts, or anything. Give it to someone else. I can't turn them back into coins. I don't want them. Thank you, TikTok, for being an asshole. But it comes a point in time, if a person's going to hold alive, then it needs to be done a certain way and not everybody coming at one particular person. Hey, Ginger. And that's what I saw. Not knowing the whole story, I saw one person being attacked by many. I
That's
heard some explanations of stuff that I didn't hear, didn't know nothing about, never heard about it. But when I hear one person saying this and this and this and this and this, but the other person says something else in regards to what the person just said, that means changing the subject value, I guess you would say.
yeah.
I don't agree with that. If somebody says something, stick to what was said and respond to what was said. Then go to the next thing. I didn't hear that.
Right.
I ain't putting nobody down in that live.
It's
It was
just
utter chaos.
confusing when that happens, when you're trying to get a point across, and then you're never able to finish that point to clarify, and then you get accused of not being able to clarify. But it, things, the subject keeps getting changed, like you said.
I feel there was a few people that screwed up. As a human being, a few people screwed up.
Yeah,
Okay? Maybe a misjudgment, whatever. And not knowing the whole damn story, really don't want to know.
that's okay.
But I think there was some misjudgments on more than one person or two people.
Yeah,
And because of the way people feel about certain people, then that's where their judgment goes, is to a certain person instead of hearing the other. That's my take on it. That's what I heard. I would hear everybody's one solid story and then one single person's side, and it shouldn't
right.
be the way it happened.
Yeah, I agree.
And if
And I
somebody
have,
stood up and said, okay, I'm sorry, I'm wrong, I shouldn't have done it. If
and
you
I
want
will.
somebody to take you for your word when you say, I'm sorry, then you take it from the other person.
Yeah,
It's a back and forth thing. And it was just sad to hear all the screaming, the yelling, the name calling. It was so
yeah.
immature.
I just, I have wanted to say things before, and every time I say, try to support myself, I am causing drama. Um,
Then that would
I,
be all of us.
yeah,
All of us would be causing the drama. Right,
yes.
Chelsea? All of
So,
us would be in that same category. Every single bit of us.
so, yeah. I've thought about going up there so many times. I've thought about it so many times over and over about what I would say. Um, and I didn't expect to start crying. And, like, I just, I was trying so hard not to get heated, but it was hard when I was becoming um came up from so many different angles.
Well, everybody got heated in that live. Everybody did. I just sat back and watched for the most part. When I first went in, I made a few comments because, I was told people wasn't comfortable in here. And for the life of me, none of those folks ever come to me and told me why, or told me that's why they haven't come to the live. Now, you can't go into a live and tell people, come to me, let me know, and then do the totally opposite. It's bullshit. Then sit there and tell the person, I ain't got no problem with you, but
Yeah.
it don't make no sense. And, people gonna feel how they feel. Okay, fine. I respect that. Don't talk behind my back. No. You got something to say that's got my name attached to it, say it to my face. Don't go behind my back. And I will clarify this on a live. Chelsea, you got muted because you cut people off. And if I'm not mistaken, it was Chastity. It was one of them. Was saying her piece, and you cut her off every time she started to talk. You got muted. There are reasons why you got muted. Just a girl muted you. Then you would go to my messenger. Tell her to unmute me. Don't talk over people. The other one was waiting your turn. And if that's what makes you not feel comfortable in here, that's you, honey. You do you, boo. I'm not here to play games. But sometimes we have to keep.
Like what?
Evidently,
Like
it
what
mattered
could
enough
be?
for you to say it in your live, Chelsea. Okay, you say it a lot in your lives. People tell me, Tree silences me. I don't silence you. Maybe you need to tell the story the way it needs to be told, Chelsea. So you want to say my name on live and say some stuff that I'm not there to defend myself, then I'm going to say this. I've come to you even a couple of times. It's because one person was interrupted. I said, let them finish, and then it would be your turn, and you got pissed and left. Then you go telling people in your live that I silenced you. I don't need people coming after me because of the words you choose. When you talk over somebody, after I say, Chelsea, calm down, and you continue to do it, you're getting muted. So let's tell the whole truth. Because I'll say it right here, right now. I'm sick of hearing it. I've come across it myself. I did today. Then you sided with another that you don't feel comfortable in here. Why?
And then what can be a solution?
I have plenty of times. You damn straight, Chelsea, because you get so wound up. And it's not an insult, honey, because I understand this case got everybody wound up. You get all wound up, and how many times did you say a few people was getting paid and come to find out it wasn't true? You come up on everybody's panel, this person did this and this person did that. Blah, 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 blah. That's why you get muted sometimes. I'm not arguing, Chelsea. I'm explaining to you that you're not doing on your lives when you speak my name. And if people got a question, come ask me. And I even told you that night when you got mad and left, when I said, wait your turn, I told you in the messenger. I'll put the screenshots up. I don't care. I told you. But you want to go telling people otherwise, that I'm silencing you. And I'm not. Your words, not mine. It needs to stop. It truly needs to stop. Chelsea, grow up, honey. Grow up. Everything ain't about going live to tell everybody a story. If you're going to tell it correctly. Just like you did when I called you the B word. I admitted it and I apologized publicly. Also in private. Because I got angry. But you sure as hell will go around telling people I'm silencing you and expect me not to be upset about it. Because what does that mean to people when you tell people that? Tree's silencing me. And you don't iterate anything else. You don't tell them the reason I've told you. Now people's going to come at me, why are you silencing people? And if you can't understand that, Chelsea, it's not my problem, it's yours. And anybody else who wants to do the same thing. I'm tired of the drama, the bullshit. This is justice for Micah and every victim out there. And if people want to stick to the drama side of shit, and she said, and he did, and he done, then you do it elsewhere, but leave my fucking name out of it. Not just you. I'm going by what I heard out of your mouth, Chelsea. Not about Joe Blow down the street. You got a problem? I've told you. But yet you don't tell other people. And that's one of the problems you have. You paraphrase, you put it out how you feel about it, and now people's going to sit there and talk about others like they've done something wrong to you. I'm not going to have that. I've been doing this for DV and SA survivors for years. Ever since my husband died. The drama's got to stop. It's got to stop. Did you come to me, Chelsea, and tell me I don't feel comfortable in your live because of who your mods are? No, you didn't. You told everybody else. You do you. I just don't want a part of it. I'm done with it. Too many people are attacking people on this app. That's your opinion, Chelsea. Okay? But everybody's not going to take your word. Well, Rita over here said this and this and this and this live. Johnny said this over here in this live. Roberta over here said this in this live. And now people's like, oh my God, really? Why? What has it gotten you? People to use you, Chelsea. Haven't you learned? If anybody wants any news out, don't you know they come to you for that? Because of what you do. I've talked to you about this privately. Now I'm going to say it publicly. I told you people will use you because you can go blah, 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 blah. Why do you want to put yourself there and keep it there? Then you paraphrase things that makes others look bad when it shouldn't. The words you choose can hurt somebody. Until you understand, Chelsea, what hurt people go through because of the words you choose or anybody else, and not just Chelsea. Even me at times, I may say some things, and I've had to apologize to Chelsea because I called her a bitch. I'll call myself a bitch, but I apologized to her because it upset her. I had no problem with that. But don't go saying my name. If you can't talk to me, don't go saying my name that I'm silencing you. Because what will that have people thinking? Oh, a DV survivor is silencing people on the Micah case. And believe me, I ain't gonna tolerate it. I'm a grown-ass damn woman. And if you want to feel the way you feel, that's fine. But don't go putting it out on public like I've done something wrong. Which I didn't. It was explained to you why you get muted. Many times, Chelsea. Many times. You got mad because I didn't cut somebody off from their turn and made you wait yours. You left the live because of that. That's not my fault. That is yours. Plain and simple. So if you want to get butt hurt because somebody didn't give you the priority, that's not my problem. But if you want to come on my panel and scream over somebody that didn't even get a full sentence out, you're getting muted. I told you that. I don't know how many lives I've said it in. If you talk over people, you're getting muted. And then you want to go tell other people that I'm silencing you. Bullshit. And if anybody else comes in here who's got a problem, I'll address them too, like I have Chelsea. But if they ain't in here, we'll talk about them. I can't address something I don't know if people don't fucking tell me. So you can make all the excuses you want, Chelsea. Many people has talked to you in the same way I have privately about how people use you because you're this. But you paraphrase everything and it makes it look a certain way. And you've got to stop.
Tree, I just want to thank you for inviting me up here and validating me. And you didn't have to do a live to clean up this mess.
I was going to do a live anyway, but after I heard what I heard, it's becoming stupid.
Yeah.
And I heard you apologize for some of the things that you said. And I respect you for saying that to folks. Sorry, they didn't want to take it.
Yeah.
That's on them. Don't even worry about it.
I don't expect them to. It's okay.
Like I said, I don't know everything. And Chelsea was, it's just because of game of a hangman or whatever. Chelsea, if I do something to you and you go tell people I'm silencing you because I didn't let you have priority, what are you telling people when you say that, Chelsea? What are you telling people? It's the same thing. People can't blame another for something we all have done. If we allow others to cause this division and keep causing the division instead of talking about it without the name calling, the screaming, the talking over and everything else, then what's the fucking point?
Yeah. The dog, sorry.
And if people don't feel comfortable in here because Chastity's here or Rando's here or Freckle McJourney's here or L Joy's in the comments or Miss Holly just popped in, holy shit.
You keep blending me
Then
and
fucking leave. I don't need you. I didn't need you before, Micah. I don't need you fucking now. I'm here for a certain reason. And bullshit is not one of them. Yeah.
Well,
I
I
really
don't
don't
want
wanna
to. I
have
don't
this
want to bring
issue.
you any stress
Yeah.
at all. That's not my intention of anything. We can totally move on from this, and you can do whatever you plan to do with your life. So I'll be okay. I just needed a moment to get it off my chest, but I just appreciate it. But I don't know what kind of live you had planned, but please feel free to do whatever you wanted to do.
Really didn't have a plan. I really don't make a plan on a nightly basis. Whatever comes up, comes up. Now, sometimes I do in the beginning. You know, if I hear something or something transpired, you know, kind of like the accident with Johnny or whatever. It just depends. But
Right.
last night we was talking about DV survivors and feelings and how to cope and how to deal and, you know, how to move forward and what we need to do and try to get rid of the stigma and stuff like that. If people cannot get around the bullshit of this case, then maybe you shouldn't be on it. I've allowed a few people on my panel to speak what they wanted to speak, regardless of my opinion or not. Okay? I've blocked people in the past, and I'm going to say this, and I hope Chelsea can hear me. I have blocked people in the past because of Chelsea's word that I've unblocked since.
Well, and that's what's like becoming really hard is that there are like one, you know, I'm sure a lot of us had TikTok accounts and maybe we're in different spaces, but then united like because of this, because there's some part of this that either hits us right in a personal experience that we've had, or we know someone that's had it and we want to raise awareness and bring support. And yet there's such like the hate within it is so hard. And so there are some people where you're right, we've been in spaces less. So like I've been in a lot of rooms less, like including yours, Tree. And it's not because you've done anything wrong. It's because at a certain point, like you get beat down so much. And so what do you do when you've removed yourself from a lot of spaces, but people who've never even personally talked to you continue to bring your name up based on what others say? You know, like people shouldn't have to get off this app to solve something, because there's other great things about this app. All right. Like for me, I've found a lot of Christian community, and you know, like we are doing a Bible study, and like even, and honestly, I think that a couple of these women on here have only been treated differently because they're friends with me. And I don't want to have to share the reasons why. I don't want to have to speak on like situations that should be not on this app. They shouldn't be on this app, but it keeps somehow getting brought into the app. People make opinions, people make judgments based off of snippets of things. And it's just really unfortunate. It's just really unfortunate. And if you're going to be a person that says, hey, if you have a problem with someone, go to them, then please actually practice what you preach, because you don't understand the mental anguish. And while some people say, don't care about what people think, here's some of my flaws. All right. I'm a people pleaser. I am insecure. I am really like, if I have done something wrong, I will think about what I did wrong longer than the other person will probably think about it. I will do what I can to fix it. And when I can't, like if I've broken something and I can't fix it, I grieve about it for a long time.
Jenny, take a deep breath. Don't cry. Hold on.
Well, because like
Take a deep
I've
breath,
been
hon.
trying to avoid having to even talk about this for so long, and you would think that it would stop at a certain point. People are making assumptions without ever speaking to me themselves, and you don't understand what that does to a person
But that's
that
what
is
we talked about
sensitive,
last
that is
night.
soft.
My freckle journey. We talked about that last night. People who hold things back, hey Holloman, who hold things back, it gets worse and worse. And you're bottling it up, and you're gonna freaking explode. It needs to stop. And if you need to say how you feel, and people don't want to listen, then they don't.
She hasn't had a safe space to do
No
that.
gifts, please. No gifts for me. Give them to everybody else.
Right.
I cannot
So
exchange them back over.
how it comes
Yeah,
to Jenny is it's like me, how I try to do that. She has had friends to talk to off the app, but it's like me, that conversation, that's what would happen to her.
Hmm.
It
So-
was bad. It was very
Yeah.
bad. And what they did to Cassandra tonight, what they did to Rando, Jenny was attacked in your live tree, and I tried to message you and tell you about it a couple months ago when Regina was on talking. while you guys were talking, and Regina actually talked to me about this situation. She saw it. Jenny was being attacked in that live. And it's not fair. Nobody on this app does not realize that you have children, and your children are going to school, and friends of theirs are seeing their parents on this app acting like this, and it is ridiculous, and they're telling your children about it. And then they're like, oh, my mom's over there and she's getting her ass like this, bullied like I'm at school. Oh, well, what she does it, why can't I do it? You can't make two wrongs make a right. No one
That's true.
can.
And
And
you know,
Janine's been harassed for months, and I was in the same group she was harassed in, and they all went to a secret group, and I got pulled in there, and I flipped my shit. You know why? Because you cannot be friends with someone and tell them you love them and you're going to stand by them, but then tear them apart and mentally break them down. That's bullying.
Facts.
And it
Facts.
is straight up bullying. And I've been through that.
And see, here's the thing, and I'm going to do exactly what makes a couple of these ladies frustrated with me.
I'm sorry, Sandra. I love you, honey. I just didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you didn't. Not at all.
Is I will still always try to find a way to give other people the benefit of the doubt. So like, even like these women, they have been like so sweet to me, and I will still be like, well, you know, it's complicated, or there's more to the story, or when you can't talk directly to people, a lot of things can get mixed, and they're like, you need to stop being so so trusting of others or defending others. But it really is like, if you're not talking to people directly, you're playing a game of telephone. And I will just say this, because I know that someone's going to screen record it and people are going to say I said something that I didn't.
Don't worry about it, Judy.
So I'm saying this.
We know
I'm
what you
saying this.
said.
If there's anybody on this app that I have talked to personally or have been friends with, and I've said, I love you, I mean it, and I still mean it, whether we're friends now or not. And if you're hearing things that aren't coming out of my mouth, then please come to me and talk to me, because I don't want people to say that I'm saying something that I'm not. And there's a lot of people saying I'm saying stuff, but my inbox is crickets from the people that are saying it. And some of these people I've never even spoken to directly. So like, think what you want, but I want justice for Micah, but I also want to share the love of God. And I am not a perfect person, and I will apologize. I've been made fun of for apologizing. Like, it sucks. It really sucks. But you know what? Like, I am here. If you got a problem with me, I will do whatever I can to fix it. And if there isn't a fixing, there's no way to fix it, then like, I am okay to exist, you know, in some sort of peace. And I'm usually like, I have a hard time defending myself. And so I'm attacked for not defending myself. I'm attacked if I try to defend myself. I'm not a fan of panels where we're trying to work out like deep issues within each other, because you've got so many different personalities and perspectives, and you have a chat. And so like, it makes it hard to really do that. It really does. And I encourage anyone, if you've got a problem, really try to do it not like this, because like this in itself is going to probably cause some sort of miscommunication. It's going to cause some sort of like, this person said that, and this is how they meant it, because this is how they said it, and this is how I perceived it. Where like, I've got ADHD. There are times I say something and someone repeats it back to me, and I'm like, that's not what I meant. And they're like, but that's what you said. And I'm like, oh, well, let me try to say this again.
Same.
Like-
or my brain will just randomly replace a word with a different word, and they're like, what? You
And the
said blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what?
too.
I
Ha
didn't.
ha ha. You guys all called me on that. Y'all made me come up on panel and say something because you can't understand what I'm saying.
Right. In the comments, it's easy to misinterpret words. And I've even done it. And I've come to a point that I try to every time. What did you mean? Hey, what do you mean by that?
Mhm.
that will clarify some things from being started if people get more in the habit of that. I goof sometimes, but that's what I've tried to do because the comments alone can be misleading.
Right? They
You
they
see the
really can,
comment, and then they
because
take screenshots of this
I've done
comment.
the
Next,
same thing to
look what they
you
said.
on accident that has come off offensive, but I completely meant it about a different comment, and then I clarify, I'm like, wait, that's not what I meant. And then you're like, oh, okay, like, and I feel bad about it because I didn't mean it that way. But I think that's mature. Like, you accept that, and you're like, okay, that makes me feel better. I'm glad you're not being mean to me.
Love you too, Holloman.
That's maturity right there. Like, you're not coming at me and attacking me for it because I
Well,
said something
I
else.
didn't know everything that was going on, but I mean, the thing about it is, though, when you have people on a panel to give them the space to say, okay, tell us what this and what that, and this is one thing I will not agree with Chelsea with. When she called up a certain account onto the panel, bring your happy ass, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it was just right down holy shit moment to come up on panel and speak. That to me was wrong, but they said it was tie-dye, or they admitted to being tie-dye, but then it was said that it was Dr. Holcomb and Preacher's wife's daughter. Then why did you invite her on panel if you're not going to hear her? I don't care if she was going to be a bitch or not. Don't sit there and be a bitch just to call somebody a bitch before they even come on panel to be one. I mean,
It's the hypocrisy.
that was wrong. It was wrong, and it was done to two, if I'm not mistaken. Two. Well, bring your happy ass up here and explain. What kind of attitude is that?
Oh, was that when somebody's yelled that I was screen recording a live, which unfortunately that person's been screen recording lives for months now. And I just got really angry and was like, fuck off, and
You know,
left.
the thing about it is, with screen recording, snapshots, and everything else, you're
Oh,
on
yeah, I
a
know.
fucking platform, okay? If you don't want it public, don't want it shared, then don't fucking go live. Go have a private chat with your own people. I don't have a group, as you would call it. You know, like the example they use with Casey and her group. I don't have a group, okay? I have mods, me and Just a Girl Next Door. That's our group. Just me and her has been a group for 3 damn years. Everybody else comes together for the right purpose. There is no group. You know what the group is now? The blind fucking monkeys and the people who's actually wanting justice. That's the two groups right there. Anybody else that wants to separate themselves, you have your own thing. And if I'm not going to block somebody because somebody come in here and said, oh my God, you need to block this person, and this is why, I'm not going to do it.
Just saying, that would be a great band name. The Blind Funky Monkeys. That would be great.
And that's what's hard too, is like at certain points throughout this whole journey, like I've been attacked for being nice to people that people don't think deserve the niceness. And then all of a sudden they're friends with those people now. And so then they're mad that, it's like they're just, unless you see something yourself from someone, can we just not like, but it's just like people say, well, if you're too sensitive, get out of there, or get out of whatever.
No.
Okay, I've removed myself from a lot of spaces, and I still can't get away from what people are doing or saying or putting like my name out there. And then like that, it just hurts. It just hurts. Yes, you're right. I am too soft for a lot of this. I really am. I am too soft for hate and anger and all of that. I am. But if I'm removing myself for the most part, like, let me be, because I don't like this. I don't want to come on and have to prove something, because I want to keep what happened between me and the people it happened with to ourselves. And it's just getting too much. And I just hate it. And I'm sorry to whoever I need to be sorry to. I have, it's just too much. Like, we are supposed to be here for Micah, and we shouldn't be abusing each other. And there's a lot of different, situations that can be spoken on. But I just ask this: if you don't like me, please just block me, and please don't say my name. Because at the end of the day, I am a human being, and it hurts, and I care that y'all are hurting. I care that the people that I may not even be a fan of, if you're hurting, then I care that you hurt, because I don't want anyone to be hurting, period.
Well,
Because we are all experiencing something in our lives. Something is happening. There's been so much loss.
well,
And I've been very open about my mental health on my page for a long time, before Micah even passed. And people don't seem to give a fuck about that and what your words do.
that's true.
Facts.
And the thing about it is, how many people? 1 second, Rendo, honey, and I'll give you an opportunity, sweetie. Sorry.
I'm good. I was just saying facts. I was
Too many
to Jen.
people get on this app, and some of these same people we've seen in many lives in the last 10 months want to go against bullying, want to go against domestic violence, want to go against SA, want to go against silencing people, meaning when somebody says how they feel, you want them to shut up because it doesn't meet your narrative. You can't fight for bullying if you're trying to shut up the very people you're trying to help. If somebody's oversensitive, so what? Sometimes you need to be a little oversensitive. It shows you feel. It shows you have a heart. How many times have I cried on this stupid app? Because I feel. Just because I don't do it like Sally Mae over here or Susie Q over there doesn't mean that I'm more sensitive than one to the other. I just hide it better. Some people don't.
And I would never.
Do it to get extra support to help them move along, to get that strength. To sit there and
never
say,
make
you know
fun of
what,
you
screw
for
you,
having a
don't
feeling.
care what you think. Because that's where we need to be. Nobody needs to be, okay, like Freckle Journey. I'm oversensitive, and I take things personal and this and that and the other. Until she gets a little stronger, she needs a little support with it. If she wants to say how she fucking feels, then take it. You don't want to hear it, then leave. We're here to help people move forward, not keep them stuck and pinned down with emotions that they should be expressing instead of bottling it up. Because depression, PTSD, all of it's a real thing. And until you walk it, you need to shut the fuck up. And yeah, I'm going to be frank about it, because frankly, I'm sick of people trying to shut people up because, oh, you're oversensitive, get off the app. How about you're being a bully asshole? You get off the app. How about that turnaround?
People don't
Stop trying to
understand.
silence
Sorry.
people.
I thought you were done. Sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you all a story. I was bullied for 4 years, so I know exactly what Jenny is going through. Though mine was a little more severe. What he did and his group of friends over a game. But I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter if you're in a private live or if you're in a public live. If you're caught bullying, you can get prosecuted in a court of law. It will happen, and it can happen, and because it's across states, it's now federal. And my bulliers, they all have CPOs on them. They cannot contact me. They can't talk about my children. They can't come on the live and talk about my children. Nothing. Who followed me all over social media. The one is on strike 3. He gets caught again, he'll go to federal prison. This is serious. And what Jenny has gone through is majorly serious. And it only takes one screenshot, one recorded live, and she can put a lot of people in a lot of places they don't want to be. You cannot do this to people. Mental health is a lot. And you have to be there. And when it comes to domestic violence, It can be a friend. It can be a lover. It can be anybody do it to you. It does not matter. I ended up being court ordered to go to DV classes to learn how to defend myself because of what happened to me. The courts can do whatever they want, and it's got to stop. And the internet, it's just like human being. You can go up and strike somebody and go to jail for assault. Well, now you can go up for assault in kind of words. You got to stop it. Everybody has to stop it. And we have all been behind Jenny, and I've seen her to her lowest. But I've also heard these group of people talk so low about her. It is disgusting. It is quite disgusting.
Rando, you want to chime in on any of it? Feel free.
Please do.
Well, I've seen it too. I mean, I've been friends with all three of you ladies for quite some time. And I've tried to help you guys. I've done my best to stand up for everybody. But I am also a focal point of being attacked because people think things that aren't true. Just in fact, with the place that everybody was at before this, and everybody who was there is now here. When you guys are playing that, everybody's missing the one word before that. And my stuff was taken out of context because I used it in a generalized manner. And that got turned and flipped on me when that's not even what I was saying.
I swear,
And
I
if
was
you listen,
there then, and I don't remember like that. Those sentences sound familiar, and I remember it. I swear it was something innocent,
it
but
was
I can't
because
put my finger on it.
what it was, okay, I didn't say there. So if I conveyed that part of it as being the fact, I was wrong on that. However, what is said is, are we on you like white on rice or what? Are we? Like, is that where the group is coming from? Is that they're on that person like white on rice? That was it.
Exactly. Like you are justice for Micah, and I don't know why people want to like try to force people to not be. Like, what is the point of that? Like, it was a statement,
Mhm.
but like the mean that people wanted to put the meaning behind it that well that must mean that you are on the other side. I don't get that at all.
Well, there's a lot of things that, we've probably all seen in many different lives that we've come across, especially in the last 10 months. We may not agree with how somebody says something, does something, or how they word shit, okay? I've seen several people, and I've also seen it within myself. There's some things I shouldn't have said in the manner in which I say things. I get that. But when it comes to disagreeing with somebody, I mean, there's people in this live, on this panel, that I probably haven't agreed with 100%. Okay? I may not agree with how they worded or acted or whatever. I don't care. But it doesn't mean I'm going to go hating on them and jump live to live to live to live. Did you hear Rando said this? Did you hear Freckled said that? And did you hear Spicy said that? Oh my God, Eljoy came in and you wouldn't believe. No. If I got a problem, because when I've seen a live, and I don't know if Tie-Dye's still in here, but when I seen something I didn't agree with, I didn't mention any names about it when I spoke about it on my live. I didn't mention no names. Why? Because I didn't need to. I didn't agree with how it went, and I bitched about it, but I didn't say who, what, when, and why, or where. People get upset when you don't give them names, because when you give people names, and I'm gonna say this again. I don't know if Chelsea's listening from the outside or she's in. People know if they tell Chelsea information, she's gonna go blab it everywhere. They use her for that. Eljoy spoke with her. I've spoke with her. Probably countless other people have spoke with her about the same thing.
I've tried to speak to her too about the whole Rye thing. I tried to be friends with her, but I just can't do it because I'm like, you're going to cause drama on top of drama. You can't do that with people. It just knock it off. Like
It's
the
gonna
what,
hurt her.
and she'll
And
go into her live and start a whole bunch of other drama.
Just like today.
It needs to stop. Because it gets paraphrased when it goes into another live. The person ain't there to defend themselves. Then once it's already told, now people's already formed their opinion about the person in which was being spoke about. But you don't tell them why you got muted. You wasn't silenced, you were muted. There's a difference between the two. But what is people gonna bullshit?
And we saw a perfect example of this happen, like when
Oh.
Preacher Wife was in here, or Dr. Holcomb was in here, and he gave an example, say, and just take a snippet and turn it into something else. But if you don't have the context, like, you can really hurt a person.
It was something that, I had seen and come across alive. I just wanted to make sure you heard what was said instead of hearing it through the grapevine. I don't agree with what everybody says in their lives or the lives they attend or the bitch sessions they have. I just don't agree. That's just me not agreeing with you. But does it mean that I hate you? I'm going to block you and talk behind your back or mention your name? No. I didn't agree with it. I may not agree with everything from Rando or Miss Holly or anybody else. But it doesn't mean I want to get on. Did you hear what Joe Blow said? And did you hear Sally Sue did this? And oh my God, you should have heard this. And I got screenshots of that. What the fuck? It shouldn't be that way. And that's the way it's gotten. And it needs to stop. And the only way it's going to stop is for everybody who aids that kind of behavior to stop dealing with it. To say, you know what? I'll go find out for myself. Go to the person. Ask them. Don't just go blocking people because somebody said something about somebody. I've done it myself and I've had to unblock many people because of it. I go block people now because I see something I don't like and I don't want to be associated at all with, and I'll block them. Until then, stop taking other people's word for it. Because if people judge me because of what Chelsea said about I silent, I got to explain my way out of it. Then when I do, people still want to jump on my ass because of what she said. This is just an example, okay, y'all? Don't get it twisted. It's an example. I love causing drama. And Chelsea, honey, if you're listening, darling, we've talked about it. Be in the know and everything else, but sometimes your words can cause a lot of crap. I would. You're not. I don't need people coming after me because of the words you choose. Oh, it's because I got my damn screen turned off. I don't know why it does that to me. Every time I turn my camera off, it does it. It does every time I turn my camera off.
Ladies,
It does.
I love you all. I just got dinner done, so I need to go eat.
Well, enjoy your
Jenny,
meal.
take a deep breath. We're all here for you. We love you. Cassandra too. Rando, always. You're only a short way from me. One of these days I'm going to meet you for coffee. Love you. I gotta go.
Have a good dinner.
You too, dear.
Cassie.
Thank
Bye.
you.
I got a question. Does anyone else, when they're crying really hard for a long time, do their eyelids look like they suddenly have an allergy to shellfish or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I looked in the mirror, I was like, dang, I'm looking hot.
It's the eye lift that I don't want.
Right? Okay, looks like happens to a majority of people, so I'm not alone. Yeah, the next
Just
morning.
think of all the.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
No,
I would
go
say
ahead.
just think of all the dirt and yuckiness that was in your eyes that are going to come out.
True that.
You're cleansing your eyes.
Yeah, the capillaries. Yep.
Did y'all know that they, like, I didn't know this, so if it sounds stupid, but that our tears from crying contain cortisol, where like if our eyes just water, it doesn't. So God designed us so like when we cry, whether we're angry or we're sad, our body actually releases cortisol. Like there's a purpose in our tears, which is just like
Yeah. I
amazing.
actually have heard that it's kind of like snowflakes, how like, every snowflake is different. If you look up like in the microscope of different tears for different emotions, they look different. It's super cool.
Hey, Ann. Hey, how are you guys?
Oh, you know.
With what I was just
Yeah.
said, getting pissed. But that's okay.
I don't know why it is that I love when you yell. But anyway, I just wanted to, I heard somebody ask a question, but I couldn't get to the phone quick enough. And it was in regards to why do people do this? And especially in cases like this. And it's for distraction. So if you look at what has come out, for example, what has happened to Johnny Jacobs, and then of course what's now happening with Chris Skinner. And then all of a sudden you see Flying Monkeys 2.0 coming out of nowhere. That kind of gives you an indication that they are, and I'm telling you, it's an organized harassment, an organized stalking, whether they're paid or whether they're fooling around with them, who cares? But one way or another, it is done on purpose. Look here, not here. That's what
I
they're
agree, Anne. And some of them are more or less obvious than the others. There's a few that I know that are like you can pick them out. Some people don't pick them out, but you can see them as plain as day that they
Indeed.
were put there to be a distraction.
Yeah, and now it's like so obvious that I can't even listen to 5 minutes of any of that. Smoke screens, absolutely. I can't even listen to it because now I know the intent behind it. So all I could say about people who do that, especially women, you might as well have taken his fist and smacked her with it because you're helping him abuse Michael all over again. That's what you do and I'm talking to the Flying Monkeys now, man, woman, whoever you are, because we know you're listening. Maybe in the mezzanine, who knows what. But when you cause a distraction to finding the justice and the truth of what happened to Micah and these other victims, you're basically helping that abuser abuse that victim all over again. I just want to put that out there. So I'll put my 2 cents in.
Thank you for coming up. It means a lot, and your support.
Yeah, I saw you crying, and that really broke my heart. I don't like to see that.
I don't like to cry, especially in public places, but when I do, it's hard to shut the floodgates,
I know. I've been through that. Tree's been through that, where we were attacked and alive, and it's a horrible, humiliating thing. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate your support and in getting to know all of you ladies that genuinely will accept apologies and discuss things, and we can have constructive conversations. And even if we're wrong, we can apologize to each other. It's so refreshing.
Yeah.
And on that note, if I could just say one more thing, and then I'll shut up and go.
No. You go on, please.
In regards to being a mod, unless you've actually done it, I used to moderate for about 3.5 years a huge show. Sometimes it would be like 2,000 or 3,000 people to mod on about 5 different platforms. And you got to know what the person who's running the show expects. Everybody has different expectations. Some will say, don't block anybody, don't get rid of anybody. And then some will say, block everyone. You cannot blame the moderator for doing their job. You just can't. You can't make it out to be about them because they're only doing what they were asked to do. And I'll tell you what, if I was moderating and somebody comes in, says something snarky, and I'm allowed to get rid of them, and you've got a low profile, meaning you don't really follow anybody, you're brand new, I don't know your name, and nobody's following you, I'm going to block you too. I'm going to mute you also. So you really have to start walking in other people's shoes before making that kind of a comment. That's all.
The thing about it
Thank
is,
you, Ann.
if people's going to put me down because I allow people on my panel just to speak a piece that somebody else couldn't give, whether they're right or wrong, at least hear them out.
Right.
Then you say, okay, wait a minute. well, you said this and that and the other, and this is how it made me feel. And that's when adults actually have conversations. And with what I was sent, evidently people still want to talk behind my motherfucking back. And I'm going to put it that way because I'm pissed about it. You got a problem? Come over here. You
Yeah.
come up on panel and say your piece without talking over people. Because what I heard earlier was nothing but a screaming match. And it's wrong. It is so wrong.
Yeah, well, this is your
Can I
show.
ask?
That's the whole point. I'm sorry, Randa. This is your show. What you allow and what you allow to happen is your business. Nobody should tell you how to do it, or don't come. It's simple fix, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to shut
So-
up now and go back to cleaning. Love you guys.
Well, no, stay here because you can probably help answer this too. Okay.
Okay.
So let's say in my instance, I've had multiple people come back and apologize to me for listening to the things that other people have said and forming an opinion about me because they've seen me move and they see that I am not what those people had said. So, I've spent the last 4 or 5 months now with people talking about me behind my back, which I still, lay down to go to sleep at some point and it doesn't bother me. But it's still knowing that those people are out there speaking ill about me when it's not even the truth. But I know God brings the truth. He's going to separate the wheat from the tares and flush it out eventually, which is kind of what I feel like is happening here.
Right.
And I'm okay with that. But when you have people going around and literally telling other people that they shouldn't trust this person because they feel like whatever reason, what do
Okay,
I
so
don't
if
know
you're
how
talking
other
about
people.
if you're talking about fence riding, so let me say why that might be a sensitive issue to some. Because we've seen the likes of fence riders, like, for example, paper mache, as Tree puts it. And there's been a lot of harm. That's Jesus J, by the way.
Oh
And
boy.
so- yeah, and he was a
Can I
fence
just say,
rider.
2 nights ago, the constructive harassment 2 nights ago regarding that, I was like, red flag, like, hello. Anyways,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, no. I saw like a snippet of it, and that's all I could take. So I think that when anybody sees anyone who is actually, and anybody that knows you, Rando, knows you are Justice for Micah. So when one of us is talking to one of them, it is bothersome. It is worrisome because their intention and our intentions are completely different. Our intentions is to see justice for Micah and victims who've been hurt. Their intentions is to take your eyes off of the victims, or even rather take your eyes off of the one who's being accused of victimizing them, so that there's no justice. And
Yeah.
so
See-
there is no gray area. That's the problem.
And I think a lot of the problem is too the fact that I'm very firm in my belief that if you say you believe the victim and you stand for the victim, that you don't sit and support anybody who is associated, enables, or has a part in the abuser. Because I'm sorry, I don't think out of anybody, if you've been hurt in a DV situation or friendship situation with the people who are bullies, like, how do you trust somebody who you can't confide in somebody and be friends with somebody and tell them everything when they turn around and go talk to the person who's done the very thing that hurts you?
Right on.
Right. I've had that same conversation with somebody, and it's like you are enabling the abuser, and you're hurting that friend that you say you care about.
Yeah.
Because the fact that you would associate yourself with somebody that would cause your friend so much harm, it's very, very hurtful, to say the least.
I think if Micah were here, there'd be a lot of people that she would not speak to because of that. That's why she
Yeah.
had a small circle when it happened.
And everybody
Diana,
gets
you're
tricked.
100%
Listen,
correct.
I've been tricked into it too. I've had people try to befriend me. They're very sweet with the tongue. They're very, sweet with their words. And then they entrapped me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So, okay, they got away with it the first time. They're never going to happen. It's never going to happen again. And they weren't really the head queens of that group, but they were the minions. Come to find later. So sometimes we just get tricked into something we don't know. And if I could help another friend not get tricked, I will absolutely do that.
I feel that.
Absolutely.
I think if people done some stupid shit and they know they done some stupid shit, and if they say that they're sorry for doing some stupid shit, why can't we just move along with it instead of trying to get everybody to block them because you don't like them? You block them. I don't have to.
Right.
And
Until they
also
do something
stop
to
doing
me,
the stupid
or
shit.
it's proven that they're shady as fuck. I don't want to hear it.
Right. And we know who those people are. It's already been proven. It's obvious. Anybody else, people make mistakes. As I just said, I made the same mistakes. I befriended people and trusted people I shouldn't have. You figure it out eventually.
What was that, Eljoy?
Sorry.
That if you do stupid shit and apologize about it, stop doing the stupid shit.
Right on.
Because I cannot, with people that day after day after day have shown us with their actions, not their words that are BS, with their actions, what they're really about.
Yeah.
And yet they get up on a panel, they say sorry, and then they continue to do the same shit. But people are supporting them. I cannot wrap my brain around that. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me.
And that's if they have
Exactly,
an agenda.
Diana.
If they have an intent or an agenda, they're pretty much not going to change who they are and what they're going to do, what their job is. We have to just accept that we cannot be friends with everybody. That's
Exactly, and it's okay to block people. I have them all blocked, and yet my name continues to be mentioned. Everybody's mad at Rando because she's a moderator for several people. Let's apply a little bit of common sense to that. Does it ever occur to anybody that maybe because Rando is a trustworthy person that she's put in a position to mod? Nobody ever thought about that? A little bit of common sense? Do we got any? Jesus.
Exactly. There's a reason why people want her as a mod. 100%.
I'm reading what Fred's saying, and he's.
Fred's already part of the
And-
team. It's just not the block
And
team.
you know Fred's my brother, right?
Yes, and he's
Like
very.
my bio brother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See?
he's being a little bit of an ass. I
He
love you,
wants
bro.
to be blocked. He wants to join the team.
We love Fred.
So listen, I understand
I
how
want to say one thing though, for anybody who's window licking. Okay, now, yes, Rando is my mod, and Rando will remain my mod. Whoever don't like Rando being my mod and wants to go telling people she is boofing people out of my live because of the way she feels about somebody is not accurate at all. And I've got Anna's a mod, just the girls a mod, Chastity's a mod, Courtney's a mod. I've got 6 or 7 mods, okay? And the thing about it is that people really need to truly understand. If you're going to judge my live on who's in it and don't want to attend that live, that's fine. But at least tell me. Because when things are said in a certain way to other people in another live, and they keep talking about people, about what they're doing in their live, or they're streaming their live, for what purpose is beyond me. But hey, it's a public platform. Do what you want with it. But if you can't come and ask me, don't judge me. Don't judge who I have as a mod or who I have on my panel. And because we're not over here screaming and yelling and at each other, whether Brando or Ann or Joy, Eljoy or me or anybody else, whether we're wrong with anything we've ever done, at least people can be heard. And if you want to listen instead of have the mindset of bullshit, 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 then you don't need to be here. Hear them out. If people apologize because they see they've done something wrong, then take it or don't take it. But stop the gossip shit, because that's what starts the problem. Period.
Well, you know where it started, Tree? It started when Rando had modded for Regina Ward. And she had specific instructions. So do I. Rando mods for me. I have specific instructions. There's only so much I'll tell. I'm different than Tree. Tree runs her show the way Tree runs her show. I run it where if you come in with a crooked word, you're out. She shows you the door. And I really don't care. I'm
Same.
different. Right? But a Tree does her thing her way. I don't even understand why anybody would need to talk about it. Really, are you
And the
guys
thing is
must
that
be bored with your life.
Rando does exactly what we ask her to. She's
Right.
quick about it. And somebody said in the comments she takes the job as a mod seriously. Yes, she does. It
Yeah.
isn't about no personal vendettas about her. It's what we tell her to do.
Right. That's right.
And there are creators that will pay people like Rando to be a mod.
Absolutely.
I
You
told
can
her
make
about
money,
that.
Rando.
I told her about that.
I'm broke. Otherwise, I would pay you, Rando.
I mod for you guys because I love you.
Aw.
And I am about keeping a safe space. If people want to come in and get sideways, no, it's not the place to be that way. And
Right.
yeah, there are times where, if you see someone coming in that is going to be an ass, and they've already been in multiple other lives and show their true colors, I'm not going to give you the chance to do that here. It's just like being a bouncer. It's just a digital one in a
Exactly.
virtual world that's not real.
Yeah.
That's exactly what she is for me. Anybody that has been seen causing drama elsewhere, if they roll into my shit, they're shown the door. You don't like it? Oh well.
And feel bad for her because she catches me in the middle of my lives and goes, "Why didn't you tell me?" Because I forget. She goes, "You're here, and you're not even being protected, So she
Yeah,
has to
no,
follow
same.
me.
I sometimes forget.
Okay, so
I
I don't
sometimes
feel
forget to
bad.
tell her, but I haven't been going live that much because it's like, okay, I run my shit in a whole different way. I will call out the distractors. I will call out the enablers. And I do it with fucking proof. I don't do it because somebody told me or because I heard. I provide the fucking proof. If people don't like that, that is not my problem. Don't do shit and you won't be talked about the shit that you do.
Right.
Period. And Rando is up there, and I have other mods as well. They already know what they have to do. These are conversations that happen behind the scenes that none of y'all need to be privy about.
Right.
If you don't want to be blocked from my live, don't be going around bouncing around other lives causing issues. If you're causing issues, you're out. Period. And I have no problem blocking people. If y'all don't know me by now, once you're cut off, period. That's it. I made the mistake of giving somebody a quote unquote second chance. Oh, Lord have mercy. That was like, But now I'm the one that did wrong because I proved that y'all were fucking around. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I've kept quiet. I've kept quiet about so many things. I've kept quiet about so many things, and my name is still being mentioned.
I'm sorry, Audrey.
How's
No, it's
everybody
good.
doing?
Hey.
I'm gonna
So,
step down, guys. I'm sorry, Dana. I'm gonna step down.
no,
Love you.
no worries. Have a great evening.
Okay, I'll be in the chat.
Okay.
No,
Ellie
Nancy.
Mae was up here. Okay, let her go first. I'm sorry. I'm gonna mute myself. Sorry, I don't even know like who from this even remembers me. I left in November. I have not been a part of any of this since November. I'm not going to name any names. I'm not going to say anything. I accidentally landed in a live earlier and then heard some voices that I recognized, and then I was talked about, and I've ignored all of the messages about all of it. If I've upset you in the past, I understand, and that's okay. I have since November been in my own lane, doing my own thing. There are things that I fell into. There are things that I did and said amidst the chaos. Some of them I'm very proud of. Some of them I'm not. But I left. I left peacefully. I have not talked about a single thing. And the only time that I have ever sent anything that was remotely even relating to anything is when I had to defend myself to strangers because I was still being talked about. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And if you look at my page now, if you hated me before, follow along. I've been fostering dogs, and that's been my whole life since November. But that's kind of all I wanted to say, because I'm also still just got earlier some random messages that I don't even know the people sending you the messages anymore. But I've been out. I'm still following the case. I obviously still always will care what happened to Micah, but any friendship, anything that I have left has been made perfectly clear. We are all adults. We are all grown. You go that way, I go this way. I thought that's what it was. I don't want involved in any of the back and forth. And so I just, because there's 160 people in the room, that is all I wanted to say. So
Amen.
I want to
Appreciate it.
piggyback off of what Ellie just said, because Ellie's name has been mentioned and she has been blamed for things that she had, one, nothing to do with, two, was never involved in, and she's not even around.
Yeah.
And
I remember you, and I
I'm-
have noticed you haven't been around for sure.
well, I don't want to be. I left, and I have left it up to everybody else. And I have not talked bad about anybody. I have not been on panels talking bad. I have not sent private things trying to get anyone mad at anybody, or sent around things that anybody had to even defend themselves on, and will not. Obviously, I still really care what happens to Micah and the case and everything. I have my own opinions that are different than even some of the people that I was close with, and that is okay. And I think everybody can have their own thoughts, their own opinions, and I think if we're moving forward with that, it should be on Micah. And I have tried to get out of the narrative. I want to still be out of the narrative. I bit off more than I could chew in some ways, and I have ended some relationships and some friendships and some everything else. And I still have not talked bad about anybody, and I refuse to. I refuse to do the he said, she said BS. I refuse to get involved in that. I'm literally just fostering dogs, and I'm so glad I found that. And so follow my page if you like dogs, but otherwise, if you look at my page or you follow my, I'm not on panels. I'm not talking about anyone. I'm not doing any of that. And I don't want to, and I refuse. So,
Well, I work with
Can
a
I ask you a
rescue,
question?
and
yes.
I will follow
Sorry.
you. No, go ahead.
Are you apologizing for things that happened like previously? Like before all this came about in your separation from said group?
I honestly don't feel like I have anything to apologize for as far as anything I've ever said on like a panel or anything that I did. And yes, when Chelsea went live earlier, I was sent it. And yes, I did send her a mean message. And it was after she attacked me. And I sent it, I said it. Do I apologize for that? But that was back in literally September of last year. Like,
Okay.
so
So what about Steph's case files and Mita?
I don't have anything to I feel like I've made it abundantly clear of what I said to Seth K. South. It's still on my page. I have left that up. When she said that I bullied her and attacked her, that video is still up. And that I did not feel like that was a bully or an attack. I don't feel like that was a bully or an attack. And you can still go on my page and watch the last ever message that I sent her was a voice memo that I sent her. I don't feel like I deserve to, her crying on panel saying I bullied her, but I don't have a problem with her. I don't hate her. I'm not mad at her. I don't want anything. Like I'm not trying. I haven't talked about her in literally 6 months at this point. So I don't know. Like when I left, I left. Do I stand by certain things that I said because there were private conversations that no one knows about, that no one will know about because I'm not that type of person? Sure. I have sent screenshots of 3 things to 2 different people who were sent screenshots of other things that were sent to them post leaving. That's it.
Okay. Now,
I do not have a problem with Seth's case files. I just like I did in the past. I wished her the best. I wished her the absolute best. That's where it's been left.
okay. Hold up. We all love Steph. I love Steph.
I do not have a problem with her.
Okay.
Steph, I never sent Ree private messages. I wasn't even the one. If you're talking about what Ree put out, I was not the one with the photo to send. I hate to tell you this, but back in the day, there was a sticker made of you, and that was sent out, and that did not come from me. So I don't know what to tell you.
If people's got a question about a person because they heard gossip from another person, and if you want people to come on your panel to explain something, then let them explain something or ask a question in a adult way instead of screaming and hollering. That's one thing I don't understand. Don't tell somebody to come up on panel and then overtalk them, cut them off, say bullshit and F this and F that, you're a fucking liar and all this other shit. It is pointless.
I did not do that. I don't feel like there's ever been a panel that I've been on where I did that. If there was, and I don't remember.
I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you, honey. I'm not saying you. Okay? It's something I saw earlier. Don't invite.
No, Steph, in the comments. No, I was not the.
Hello.
Not
Hello.
person.
I'm
Sorry.
talking. Please respect me. I'm not going to tolerate being disrespected and cut off. Okay? Didn't mean to sound harsh with that, but I am not going to tolerate it. I have let people talk for the last 10 damn minutes and ain't said a word. It's my turn, my live. Whoever don't like it, stage left. Okay? Now, when people invite folks that's not on this panel, have a live and invite folks to talk. Screaming and hollering at said person is not solving anything. When it's being said certain words to other people that causes these people to block other people because of somebody else's word, what is that solving? So therefore, people can talk behind my back, stream the live like Thomas did, or whoever else wants to fucking do it. I don't give a rat's ass. I ain't got nothing to hide. Okay? People got to understand, if you go be an adult, be an adult. You want to talk it out, talk it out. Don't have a screaming match. It's not productive, and it causes more drama. Hasn't there been enough drama with this case for almost 11 fucking months that people can't grow the fuck up and shut the fuck up and actually be a human being and talk? Okay? If you don't want to talk to the person in which you're accusing something of or hear them out, then why invite them on your panel? Why? Please give me a good reason why. Because see, the thing about it, Jesus God.
Exactly.
Chelsea says I bash her. That's the way she feels about it. That's the way she feels about it. I can't change that.
I just don't understand why people will ask you to come on panel to say your piece, but then say like, "Oh, I'm gonna send 500 people to chap your, you know what," or just ask you to do it in a very mean way. Like, I want to talk about it civilly. I don't want you to stab me in the heart and humiliate me.
Well, when I tried to go on the live earlier on Chelsea's live, Chelsea, I went up and I was trying to explain that because I was in the comments trying to explain. And so I was like, okay, it would just be easier if I just go up on panel and explain. And it was like I was constantly being yelled at and talked over. And so I was trying to get my point across to, yes, I was blocked because I made a comment in the comments, which obviously gotten taken out of text, that, oh, Regina Ward was drunk. Oh, she shouldn't have been on live drunk. All I said was that is her prerogative, what she chooses to do when she is not on the clock. She is human. We are all human. And what we do in our own time is none of no one else's business. Find something better to talk about other than bashing people. It's not fair. And I got, she tried to rip me a new one, but I just killed her with kindness. And I told her, you know what? You're so immature. You sound ridiculous right now. And she's flipping me the bird on the live screen. And I was like, who would ever want to come into a live like this if they're scrolling through because of domestic violence and see you flipping someone the bird or hear you yelling and screaming at someone at the top of your lungs?
If you went on panel, just tell me you went on panel, Agatha.
But we're grown women. And if that's the way you act, joke's on you, because guess what? You blocked me. You did the best thing you could have done for me, sweetie. And that's the way I look at it. People like that are just idiots. And I'm not giving them the time of the day. I'm a very kind person, and I will do anything to try to help other people out, but I will not tolerate pure ignorance.
Hey, Debbie C., I love you, darling. How are you? Sorry, I haven't paid attention a lot to the comments. I got like 5 things going at once, like I always do with the Book of Face and different things. And I got, extra things in my hand that has a little smoke action going on. So I have to come in and out. And I haven't read all the comments, and I'm sorry for that neglect. But there's so much I don't understand with some full-grown people. And then I get brought into the mix of it in one way, shape, or form because of what somebody says or how they say it. Now, everybody on this in this live that's been in here for a minute has heard everything I said to Chelsea. And even when I brought Chelsea up again, I said, I hope she's here and hears this. I've explained to Chelsea many, many, many times. I'm not silencing you, but I'm not going to allow you to talk over people. And when it's not your turn, you get mad and you leave. If you can't explain to someone else what was explained to you, then don't say I'm silencing you. Period. Because I heard it out of in my own ears, those words come out of her mouth with no explanation, which can cause drama. And if nobody likes who I have on panel in my lives and you want to block me, be my guest. I'm not here for a popularity contest. I'm not here for the clicks and views. I ain't here to make money. As a matter of fact, I don't even want gifts. Okay? I can't put them back into coins. I don't cash out. I don't even want your gifts. Give them to everybody else on panel. But until I see proof of what somebody done that's sideways, twisted, and ugly, I don't want to hear it. I blocked too many damn people and I had to unblock them because of bullshit drama and innuendo comments and not a full explanation of things that transpired. Period. Hey, Michelle, I'm just over the shit. I'm here and was here before Micah passed away for DV and SA survivors with me and Just a Girl Next Door and Michelle and everybody else. And then everything happened with Micah, and here we are. But how much drama has to actually keep going for people to look, get a clue? They're flying monkeys, as Ann puts it out there, flying monkeys to want to cause division. Why are we allowing it to happen? If people screwed up, believe someone else over Joe Blow down the street and judge them for it, that's on them to apologize, not to be attacked. And if people got a problem who I got on my panel to let them say what they want to say, they didn't have a problem with it. I don't care. I really don't. I'll go back to 12 motherfucking people in this live and have fun like I used to. I'm here for a reason. Last night's live, and even Stephanie was saying how last night's live was so calm, was so informative and helpful toward people. Why can't these other lives be helpful for people instead of bringing them down because of how they feel? Stop being a crybaby. Well, maybe when some of these folks get their feelings hurt and they want to get on a panel and cry, how would they feel if the same was returned? Or would they want to be heard because they have feelings? I'm right here up in the top corner, Debbie C. Honey. If you want to be heard and understood, it doesn't matter if the person's crying, yelling, screaming, cussing, raising hell, but if it's how they feel, that's how they feel. Everybody's not politically correct. Everybody makes mistakes. And if somebody wants to take something I do or say wrong, if they take it in a certain way, I say, wait, it wasn't meant that way, but here's what I meant by it, then why can't people listen? Hey, Kylan.
Hey, I just want to address one thing. I've been out of this for going on almost 8 months. I want no part of it. I have not watched. Sorry. I don't care what's going on, but I think that a lot of when you walk away from something, if you walk away, you walk away. You don't go around saying, turn my phone on, do not disturb, but you walk away, and that's, I think it's really ridiculous when people don't want to look at evidence and facts put in front of them. And I'm just going to say it because I'm tired of the wrong people getting accused of things that have nothing to do with things for months and months. And I will be clear after this, like, not coming up on any panel to do with any of this again. It's not fun. The best that I've ever felt has been the past few months where I've not been involved in any of this. And just putting it out for the sticker that's referenced, you might want to look whose house it's taken in. That's all I'm going to say on that. It's not with anyone on this panel, by the way, to be clear. I'm not trying to be cryptic. The person that gets that message will get that message. But this is ridiculous. Like, people have left and walked away, going after people for months and months and holding this rage or whatever is insane. But you know what? I don't care, Miss B. I'm sorry. There's evidence, there's pictures, figure it out. And if you can't, then you can't. I mean, I appreciate the comments. Thank you again, Tree, for having me up. But that's all I want to say. I just don't understand how things are still going the way that it's going. And I wish you all the best. And that's all. But Steph, whose house were you in when that picture was taken? Thank you for your time. I'm dropping down.
Well, and let me just say this. I think that there are a lot of rumors being spread around and people trying to blame things on certain people, but then also the person didn't have bad intention whatsoever when certain things were being sent out, and think that it would go as far as it did, but it did, is what I want to say. And I don't think that people thought that, oh, this person is going to hurt this person who's going to hurt this person, to the extent that it was, and have it brought up on panels for months and months, or have it shared with maybe the wrong person who then tagged it and sent it out. I mean, there's a lot of private messages going around. And yes, I have sent 3 screenshots to people that I have had to try to prove myself because I was asked questions, but it's a circle. It's kind of what I call a circle jerk of, okay, you were mad at this person who you sent this, but you didn't know it would go to this person who would do this person, who would do this person, who would do this person. And it's kind of a big circle. And I think that I want the focus back on Micah, but then that's also why I have left and been out of it since November. And I don't want to continue it. And anybody who I have felt slighted by or anything else, I don't care. There were private messages going on behind the scenes that people don't know about, but they will never know about it. There were things that have been used against other people that other people from me will not know about, because I don't have to defend myself against that, hopefully. But just leave it where it lies, move on. And, on certain, sorry, I want the drama to be done, all of it to be done, and everybody to just do what they do, which is focus on Micah. That's it.
This is the first time Ellie's been on my panel that I recall. And all these names always come out from one live to another, one bitch session to another. But you can't expect everybody to follow your line of thinking. Because when one person tells their story, but then Susie Q over here tells that story to Joe Blow, there's differences in the story, because then it's an added paraphrasing. Then once that paraphrasing gets 4 people down, now it's a whole totally different story. You can't expect people to take just your word for it because they haven't seen it. And, I'm going to say it again. You don't feel comfortable in my life, then don't. I respect you for your choices and your decisions. But if it's because of somebody else, then you're going to cancel my live out because of someone else. That becomes a domino effect. And I think it's wrong. And if I open my panel up for somebody just to finish what they were saying because I felt they were treated wrong in a live, that they were invited up on the panel to explain, and then called names and yelled at and screamed at, and if I gave them a chance to say whatever they want to say on my panel, and you want to judge me, that's your choice. Okay? I don't get people. I don't. And people, a lot of people know my story. A lot of people know why we're here. Why can't we just stick to it? If it's something about the case that somebody else finds, and hey, I went back and looked at this video and look what I found here, and oh my God, this looks suspicious over here. Kind of like I've seen a Facebook post of somebody pointing out it looks like Micah's glass is sitting in her seat of her car. Did anybody see that on Book of Face? Wouldn't that be something to talk about and to look at and explore together instead of talk about each other like we're dogs? And when you say things in a certain way, it makes a person look worse than they truly need to look. I've made the mistake of saying things a lot. I'm human like everybody else. And I've done a lot of apologizing on this app. And when I apologize, I mean it. I've done it through the comments because it would come across. I'm like, what the fuck is your deal? You know, whatever. But then I would have to back up and say, you know what? Words in the comments will come across a certain way. I need to ask them, what did you mean by that? Why can't people just do that? Why do they got to sit there and make fun of people? I have seen panels making fun of people. Why? Why? Because they ain't got their front teeth, or their hair's a mess, or it looked like they had a beverage, or because, they may have a spot on their ceiling, or they didn't clean their kitchen, or, they shouldn't be showing this, and why?
Hey, Tree, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm reading the comments. Please do not disrespect Debbie C. Please do not do that.
Who's doing it?
This Stephanie Smith, I don't know if you want it to.
No, we leave Debbie C alone. Leave Debbie C alone, period, the end.
Yeah, and it's sorry.
Brenda Smith.
Oh,
No,
Sorry.
no,
It's all right. I'll just mute her.
no, hold on. Who is it? Hold on. No, don't mute.
Brenda Smith, whoever that is.
Okay, Brenda, honey, look, sweetheart. Some people that are in my comments are special people. Debbie C is a special person. So sometimes we need to get to know who people are before we judge what they're saying in comments, which sometimes can be inappropriate. But see, a lot of us understand Debbie C. And Debbie C is my family, and I love her. So we're not going to disrespect her, okay? Everybody don't know how special Debbie C is to me.
yeah. Sorry, I don't know. Oh, sorry.
Okay? So now, see, this is a key moment. We just let her know without muting of what's going on. And if she continues, then it's mute and block. But a lot of people don't understand how special Debbie C is.
Right.
So we
Okay.
need to let people know.
Yeah, and I
Love
appreciate
Debbie C.
I appreciate that. I genuinely have no idea what's going on, but I just wanted to clarify something because I'm done playing back and forth with people. I got on your panel and I appreciate you having me up. And the second that I was on, I get messages. And I'm done. I've been out of this for almost 8 months. I want no part of this. But I am being very respectful. I did not throw anyone under the bus on that, but the blame is not going to be placed on the wrong person. And for the person that messaged me saying, be very careful, XYZ of whatever, you weren't part of it. I literally asked, whose house was that picture taken in? I don't care who sent it. You want to know where the source came from? Who took that photo? Thank you for having me up. I'm sorry. I'm not answering any of the messages from that. But I also am not going to be told to be very careful when I've been out of this for 8 months.
Give
I
your dog a
appreciate
squeeze for me.
your time.
I agree.
Thank you. Have a good night, all.
You too. I think whoever whatever she's talking about, if they're in here and know, then that's something that they know what she's talking about.
Hi, Tree.
Oh, wonderful, Debbie C. Congratulations, honey. Hey.
I wasn't going to come up because I like to just listen, but I am feeling some type of way right now with Ellie Mae up here and what she had to say. I don't think that I'm trying to process what I'm feeling. I'm going through a little bit of healing right now, but I don't think that it's okay to come up on a platform and act and say the things that she said. And I don't think people understand whether you do something personally to hurt somebody by slandering their character, doxing them, pulling up their criminal history, or things like that, you wouldn't really understand how I'm feeling right now, because I don't think people get it unless they struggle with mental health, or they have addiction issues, or they're going through battles medically, or whatever it is, and then something like this happens to you. Um, I'm just, I want to be clear. I don't, I have a video, and I have a video with Ellie Mae's name clearly on it as part of the people who looked up my home address, put it on this internet, and then thought it was okay to put me in danger, and had nothing, they felt like there was nothing wrong with that. And I understand that people are sorry and that they change. I'm all about changing and becoming better and doing better. For me, I see it a little black and white right now, because I have to live it. And I have to deal with the police department, and I have to make the police reports, and I have to do all this unnecessary stuff while I try to maintain my sobriety, and I try to share my journey that I'm on right now with the people that genuinely love me and care about me and my well-being. And listening to this panel and hearing what's been said up here has been really difficult. So I can't imagine what Steph or anybody else is going through that has dealt with this stuff on the internet, because we do have outside lives, and we do have children and things to take care of, and families that maybe not be well and things like that. And I'm probably rambling right now, but I'm really pissed off, honestly. I'm flabbergasted that whether you like me or not, when you maliciously, with malicious intent, go after somebody, that speaks volumes to me about your character. And I see you. And I'm working really hard to put my life in a different direction and not resort to old behavior. And it's difficult. These people on this platform make it very difficult, and they test us at times. And I'm trying to stay the course here, and it's hard, because now I'm questioning who I can trust. And I don't like the way that makes me feel. When you come to me with information, and you come to me and you present information to me, and I question it, and I say, are you sure? Are you sure that this person had involvement? And you tell me, yes, they did. I believe you. I believe you. And none of this.
Misty is close to Ree.
Yeah.
Andrea asked a question. Who's that question for, Andrea?
Alameda, I just want to say that I totally get what you're saying, and it's exhausting thinking you can trust somebody when you can't. I want to say one thing about the criminal record thing that you said, though. The only reason I will do that is because I'm an SA survivor, and if someone is like slithering in out of nowhere and requesting everyone's personal information, or just gives me a weird vibe, I personally need to do it for my own mental health and safety. That is the only reason. I could care less about any other background, but when it comes to domestic stuff, I care.
I don't care about none of that. I share my story all the time. What I care about is somebody taking pictures of my home and putting that on the internet and then sharing it with other people to do the same thing. Because I am dealing with some stuff in my life, like DV, like other people on this platform, that I'm trying to take care of business. I have a court date coming up in April. It put my safety in danger. It was done with malicious intent. My criminal history, I'll talk about it all day long. I'm an open book. It's my recovery. I heal through that. But when you come at me with malicious intent, I have a problem. Not only do I have a problem, but the people that love me have a problem. We've all got a problem now, because that's ugly and that's painful. There's nothing okay when you maliciously attack somebody via the internet. When you're live streaming, you're doing it with malicious intent. You're doing it with malicious.
In a public live, your personal. Sorry.
No, personally, and this is something that continues on even now. Like, even though it's been dropped on her end and we try to work past it and move it and let it go, there are still phone calls that come, messages that come. It's a never ending cycle, and it's very daunting and it's hard, especially when we do something like this and we have the opportunity to kind of address the people in that situation, and it still becomes just a fruitless cycle.
It's being live streamed right now.
Yeah.
Look, I feel it this way. I'm on a public platform. They want to stream it, let them stream it. Okay, at least they can hear verbatim what's being said. Okay, number one. Number two, if that's what they got to do, then that's what they got to do. Okay, I have nothing against anybody who wants to stream it. I don't care. But the thing that people's got to understand, the drama needs to stop, okay? We have all, at one point in time, well, not all of us, but most of us has had our information shared with inappropriate people, or on the internet, or on public platforms, and different things of that sort, with the not really thinking of the process of what's being done to a person, okay? Not truly knowing what is in their life, their story, their triggers, or anything else, okay? And this is for many, including myself. Yeah, I put myself out there. Yeah, do I cry sometimes? Hell yeah, I do. And if people's got a problem with that, fuck off. I don't care. But you got to understand something. We're human. Everybody, whether they streaming, whether they talking shit, whether they're, whatever. If you're a flying monkey, you ain't getting no kindness from me. You want to be on JP's side, you want to be on Ree's side, then you stay on that side. I don't want nothing to do with you. Period, the end. I will draw that line. I don't want no fucking flying monkeys. There's been enough flying monkeys in this case. But the drama's got to stop at one point or another to become adults and stop looking up people's backgrounds. The thing about it is, when Con came to me and gave me the screen, shared her screen with me about what she did and who she gave it to. Did I block her? No. It took a lot for her to come to me and give me that. People might not agree with my reasoning. That's your choice. That's fine. And like I've told other people, you bring me the proof. If I can see that they've done that much damage, I don't want them coming in to trigger somebody. If they want to come in and say, you know what, I fucked up, I'm sorry. At least you're going to try to make it right. Do that. We all need to stop. We're grown-ass adults. We don't need to be high school kids with all this. Why has poor Micah passing away bring out the worst in people in the last 10 and a half fucking months? Why is people doing background checks on folks who are justice for Micah? See, they can't see, and Robbie Harvey is guilty of that. 150 fucking %. Because he couldn't find shit on me. So he taxed my account. I got proof of that. So people want to flock to Robbie Harvey. Do I sit there and say, oh, all these stupid Mother Hubbard? Well, all I say is I can't see that they can't see the manipulation he's doing, but they're still going to follow him until they can actually see it. I don't have to follow him. And people who agree with me don't have to follow him. He's a piece of shit. My opinion, he's a piece of shit. If you disagree with the man, you'll figure it out. Trust me. Why is he doing court documents on people that we were trying to help? 7 damn people. 7 people we were trying to help with legal process. 7. Nobody come and ask us to do anything for them. We offered it. Me and just a girl next door offered it to all of them and to anyone else who wanted to come in and be added to it. But yet, Robbie Harvey deemed it necessary. Oh, well, why should I help do this and that and the other? Because, some are being sued by creditors. Who gives a flying fuck what they're being sued by? because they have a hard time in life. Who has it? Robbie Stinky Harvey, evidently. What's that got to do with helping these people that were being sued? Nothing. That's what causes drama. And it
And
needs to stop.
and that's why they do it, to create drama, to
It's
create
stupid.
hate. It is ridiculous.
Good night,
Spend some of that
Tracy. I love you,
time,
I love you, darling.
spend some of that negative energy time that you're trying to find bad stuff upon other people, and put that into the case and try to find information out about the person that we all want to see behind bars for Micah. Work
Amen.
together, people. Stop working against one another and trying to nitpick and find every little bad thing that you can out about somebody. Worry about yourself and the case, and that's it. Leave others alone. And like I said before, we're all human. We all have feelings. We all express our feelings differently. Some of us cry, some of us get upset. Everybody handles their emotions different. So just comfort the people when they need it and hear them out and let them speak. Don't scream and cuss at them and laugh at them because they say they are having a mental health breakdown. Support that person. That's why we are here, to love on one another, not to bash one another. If you want to bash someone, bash the person where the blame is to be put. And that is not any of us.
Tree, with all respect, may I speak?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Tree. I just I just have to say something. And this today has been, excuse my French, a shit show. And I've said this all along. Guys, there's no sides. There's not any sides. Do you guys know that I just started going live because it took courage for me to do this? In the past week, I've had two women reach out to me for resources to try to get out of a DV situation. This is not going to help any woman who is needing help like Micah.
Mm-mm.
When we say, oh, people are live streaming, you know what? The people who say people are live streaming, I've seen you live stream too. Enough. Stop. It ends here. Enough. We are all adult women. If you come in my live with any type of drama, you will be muted. That's my rules. But let me tell you something. All of this stirring the pot and all this is doing nothing but discouraging women who need help to come forward. Because why does a woman want to get help from women who are tearing each other down?
Exactly.
Micah went through this, and y'all can call names and all this and all that. We're alive. Micah's not. So it's time for every single person on this panel in the you can make fun, Cassandra, we're not going to LMAO and make fun of people in the chat. That's not what we do here. This is a positive space, okay?
Talking
And
about
I
positive.
respect you, and you're going to respect me when I talk
I wasn't
because
being
this is not okay. I understand, but you listen. It stops. Everybody on this panel, everybody in the comments, everybody on the other lives in other rooms. Let's put our big girl panties on. Let's pull together and let's help these people. Let's help. Guys, let's do this. Let's do what Micah couldn't get out of.
Brandy, I just want to
Hold on,
clarify. I was laughing because Fred made a joke that said I'm not an adult woman, and I thought it was funny.
Okay, I apologize, Cassandra. I am an adult and I do take accountability for my actions, okay?
Thank
So
you.
I apologize for that, okay?
Well, it happens to men too, y'all. I'm just
It does
saying.
happen to men. I know a man that it happened to.
Me too.
Absolutely happens to men. It certainly does. But this, okay, there are a lot, like everybody just take a step back. If you go into a live and something offends you, keep going or get out, okay? I'm begging you for the name of these women who are still in situations because I can tell you there's women in this chat and in other chats who are currently right now in the midst of a situation.
Mhm.
And it's
Can
and
I'm sorry.
yeah,
I
please go ahead.
I
Thank
just actually wanted to tell you that I appreciate, the other day when I had come in because I'd never been into one of your lives, I appreciate, even though I was amongst a bunch of people I know don't like me, the ability that I was able to speak and still talk to you guys about that and leave peacefully.
Absolutely. Anyone's welcome in my life at any time, and everybody knows that. I have a public forum. I keep my platform public because if there's somebody out there who's who by chance we can reach, I want them to be reached. Therefore, like I've said, if you come in peace and there's no drama, you are always welcome on my panel. Always. I don't care who you are. If Cassandra was coming in peace and not coming in roaring, Cassandra could always come up on my panel. If everybody was very kind to you, Rando, but this back and forth has got to stop. I'm begging you in the name of these victims that are out there needing help.
Can I ask you honestly, when someone comes in with one question, like not putting anyone down, a question because they heard something in that live that they had a question about, is that drama? Are our feelings drama? Because I never intend to bring drama.
Okay,
I never do.
feelings. Feelings are not drama. Absolutely not. We all have feelings and they are all valid. But there is a certain way to do things. When you come in the chat bulldozing in like and being confrontational, that kind of is to me. But if you came in and you're like, hey guys, I had, or you went to that person and talked to them, like I think there's a way to kind of do it. But sometimes when people come in, like, I don't know the great word for it. I call it bull and in, but there's another word. Coming in all balls to the wall. There you go. I said it. People take that as you're coming in to start drama, whether you are or you're not. Okay?
But I just
Address.
said a very calm sentence, I will say. The sentence I came in and it was very calm and you immediately thought it was drama and that really hurt my feelings and that didn't make me feel safe. Because I did hear you guys talking about things other than the case and you lied to me about it. And that really hurt my feelings.
No, we were talking about the case. I promise you, I keep all my
Not
screen recordings.
no,
I,
you admitted you were
it,
talking about other things too. You were talking about different
okay,
people.
Cassandra, my lives are completely for DV. I don't, it's not always about the case. My platform is about bringing awareness for domestic violence, sexual abuse, and any other thing. That is what my platform is for. It is not just about the case.
Okay,
My
gotcha.
platform is a safe space for anyone that needs to come in and have a talk. So I do not allow, I, I have told my mods, if anyone comes in sideways, please, they did not, I did with you. I don't want a place of I can't have that. Not in my space. There's other lives that people can come in and it's just that's not what I'm about.
I will say, and I told you this myself, Brandy, and I think I've told Tree and Just a Girl that I was scrolling one day and I just popped in your live. I really didn't even know who you were, but I will say that your live was very peaceful. And I have repeated this to many people, and just your tone. And I've always thought that you've held a very respectful live, and I appreciate that.
Well, thank you. Because I'm telling you guys, I wish you guys knew the people that need our help.
Yeah.
In 1 week, it's not even just those people, it's other things that are coming in my inbox. We have to be together. We have to be in together to show people that we can help. I'm begging you guys. I'm begging you to stop showing blame to people. I get it. People are frustrating. Grown women together is just it's a cluster, okay? But I'm begging you guys, Micah did not make it out. Let's do this for her, for all those victims and survivors. Stop this now. We can make a difference. That's all I have to say. Tree, thank you for allowing me to come on your panel tonight. Thank you, everyone that listened. Thank you for everyone that comes in my live. Everyone is welcome in my rooms at any time on the panel or wherever. I appreciate you all. Okay?
Miss
Thank you,
Brandy,
Brandy.
before you get off, can I say something?
Absolutely, Fred. Thank you.
You don't know me, but
No, I didn't.
I want to apologize for what you might have thought people were laughing at what you were saying. They were laughing at one of my comments because I'm a 39-year-old combat veteran. I am a victim of DV. I'm a victim of sexual assault as a child. But
So
I
sorry.
am always in the comments trying to bring laughs and smiles to everyone. So I said something, and they were laughing at that, and I want to apologize. I don't want you to think that they were laughing at you, and that's on me.
No, no, sir. I apologize. I just, today, today has just been very, the devil wants this to happen.
Oh yeah,
And,
oh yeah, he
and,
does.
and, you know, we've got to do better. We've got to
Absolutely,
do better.
absolutely. But like I
We,
said, I just wanted to come up, say my piece, so that you know that it was on me. I make jokes. That's what I do. So I
well, that's good.
apologize if you feel like it was towards you.
No,
Fred,
I
that
appreciate
was
you.
a good break in comedic humor that I needed, and it may seem like I was laughing at an inappropriate time, but it really, I truly needed that. So thank you.
We
You're
love you,
welcome.
Fred.
And that's well, mute. The mute is good.
Hmm.
Okay,
Well,
good.
I appreciate you coming up, Fred. And anytime you want to come to my live, you're always welcome.
Thank you. I'm gonna go back down in the comments and be a dork.
Brandy, I
Hold on,
I don't
real
know if
quick,
you also
Cassandra.
know that I am a SA survivor too, specifically with childhood stuff. So I totally support that's what you're doing with your platform. Um, do I agree with everything you said? No,
No
but
gifts, please. Give gifts to everybody else. I can't put them back into coins and give
but
back out.
I appreciate what you stand for, and that's a great thing.
I have to get off, so I just wanted to say something real quick. And um, I hope in a way of like, I wish maybe in the future if there is a way to like have conversations or understand that there's maybe more to people's stories that may help. But I know that it's hard to do that when there's a lot of personalities or a lot of triggers um and Brandy, like anytime I've seen your lives, like I do appreciate very much what you say. And I was actually going to message you had a live a week or two ago where you said if you're currently in a situation and you haven't left yet, like don't feel ashamed.
That's right.
And or if you stayed until a certain, I really appreciated that. But like I think a lot of why some of these heightened things are happening is because there's more than like what meets the eye. There are friendships that maybe like we're deeper at certain points, and when we see or hear something that is a veiled commentary about you, it can be hard. And if there are certain people in your lives, I don't go in, and that is because I want to respect your space, and I don't feel like I would be welcomed. And so like that is respect for you and what you're doing. And I think maybe like with Cassandra or with, and me, I'll own it, is if I have personally shared my struggle, my abuse, whether past abuse or current, if I've shared that with people and I know what they've then weaponized it as, I have a really hard time being in a space where that's happening. Or, you know, I might make a comment that is like, where I might be like, really? Like, you know, especially if you know that someone is saying, like, yeah, we support people of DV, or we support, you know, people that
Can you
are
read can you read
struggling.
intelligence comment really quick? I want you
Oh,
to know this
that you
because
would
before
be,
you go, I need you to know this. Read intelligence comment.
yeah.
Yeah, I
It
totally
doesn't
agree.
matter. I would protect you. Do you
Yeah.
understand that? I'm not going to let anybody come at you sideways. If you come in my live, you are just as welcome as anyone else, regardless of who is in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. And
You understand
like,
that? I will keep you safe. There, nobody is going to come anyways in my lives.
see, it's so hard to address certain things because despite what some may say, I genuinely do not want personal relational information being discussed. And so like I want to say this very lightly, and I hope maybe like Lethal, you will hear this. Like there was close friendships that are no longer close, and there's been a lot of hurt, and it doesn't feel safe. And instead of like giving details, I just stay away. And so no matter, and I said this before, and I don't know if other people are in here, if we were ever friends and we're not now, I still love you. And I hope that at some point, maybe healing can be had, even if it doesn't mean that friendships are restored. Because no matter what, I am a human being,
Yes,
and I'm hurting a lot, and I've been hurting a lot. And I have heard my mental health be made fun of in certain spaces. And it's never okay because you just don't know. You don't know.
I
And it's
agree.
bad.
I,
And
I
Love you,
I
Jen.
agree, and I am sorry, and I take mental health very seriously as someone who is no secret. Everyone knows. I joke about it and say, "Hey, I'm well medicated," but it is, I have PTSD along with anxiety, depression. I get it. I never want you to feel unsafe. If you don't feel safe, I don't want you to put yourself in that situation. I would never, ever want you to feel that way. But I do also want you to know that you are, just like Lethal said, anybody on TikTok, all 50,000, 11 million, gazillion, 1,000, anybody on this planet would be welcome to come in to a live and feel safe. Okay. And I know that Tree's life could be that way, that anybody's life could be that way. Guys, can you imagine? Like, can you imagine if this was that way and Jenny felt safe and Cassandra felt safe and Rando's been on my panel. Rando can tell you. She totally come up on my panel and stayed for a long time. Nobody said a word to Rando.
I thought I was coming for the slaughter. Like I came in
Nope.
off of a
Nope.
shared invite, and I that's the first time I've been in there with you. It was before everybody else was there, and
No.
then it was like, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and walk on out of here. So, I mean,
It's not about
yeah,
that.
I was a little shocked, but I appreciate that, and we all want to do that. It's just with some people, like maybe with you, people don't show their ass, but with others, they do, and that makes it really hard.
And I hear you. I just want everyone to know that I hear you. Your feelings are all valid, but I do believe that we can make a difference. I do believe we can come together and make a difference. Guys, Mr. Spidey is going to go down soon. Okay? He is
I
going
know.
down. And guess what? This doesn't end when he goes down. Because I truly believe when he goes down, there's going to be more people coming out that are going to need us. They're going to need us to stand with them. They're going to need us to believe them. They're going to need us to be right there walking with them. Okay? I truly believe that. I believe some people are too scared to come out right now because he's not locked up. along with other people. So when I'm saying this is not over, when he goes down and he goes to jail and the key gets thrown away, I'm saying that there's going to be a court case. There's going to be people who have to tell their story possibly. We are still going to be in this together. Okay. That means we have to be in this for the long haul
Thank you.
together.
I don't mean to cut you off. I'm gonna hop down because I have a in real life friend who needs something. So
Okay. Thank
I
you.
hope you got it, and I hope everything continues this path.
Yeah.
Much love, girl.
I'm going to go do Bible study with my daughter, but I do really appreciate um, the ability to speak this. It's super uncomfortable. I don't like it at all. If anyone is in here again, if you ever have like a question or you hear something and you want clarification, like please come to me. I will always be as transparent as I can while trying to respect other people's like right to, you know, their experiences. And that's why I don't like to speak on it very much, because I don't want to speak for others. But Brandy, like I will come in when, you know, like I said, I don't want to feel scared. I don't want other people to feel uncomfortable. So, but I do support like what you're saying. I've listened, and I genuinely think like we can make a difference. I've seen it happen. I've seen, you know, whether someone says it out loud or not, when we can put all the other stuff aside, when we can stop yelling, when we can stop attacking, like people's lives can be like saved, literally saved, or at least just encouraged
Hmm.
to feel like, you know what, maybe I'm ready to take that next step, or maybe I'm ready to ask more questions, just so they can feel you know, like heard or not alone. And I've seen
Hmm.
it happen, and I think that it can continue. Like we can continue it. We can. I believe that with my whole heart that we can.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You
Yep.
know, it's just this
Miss
place.
Freckle, I love you. I want you to hear it. I didn't want you to read it.
Thank
I love you.
you. I really appreciate
Okay?
it. Yeah.
You got this.
Thank you.
You know it.
But I'm gonna hop down. I just wanted to come up for a minute because I did family dinner and then I came back and then I've heard I think in and out today I like was too much. And I just
Uh-huh.
wanted to share that with this group and just let you guys know that um yes, we can do this. And if anyone ever needs anything, any resources, I'm compiling lists. Um, Also, Gabby Petito's foundation has a great website with resources on it for anyone who need them. That's broke down state by state as well. If anyone knows of any houses in your area, domestic violence houses, send me some information. I'm putting together spotlights just to have that information available for anyone who might need a resource where the telephone number's there. They don't have to reach out to me. They could just call it directly. So if you guys have any of that, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm working on getting all that together now in a more organized fashion. But yep, Tree, I hope you have a great night. Thank you for allowing me on your panel. And I hope everyone has a wonderful week ahead.
You
Have
too.
a
Thank
great
you.
night. Thank you.
Thank
Hey, Tree
you.
and Dana. I haven't been up here on panel, and I didn't mean to come up on panel, but I just wanted to say thank you for everything. I enjoy listening to you guys, and I hope that everybody got everything aired out tonight, and that things will be better moving forward.
Well,
Thank
thank you,
you,
Kimberly.
Kimberly. Yes,
I love
hopefully
all
we
of you
can.
guys. I know I'm a silent watcher, but I am in support of all you guys, and justice for Micah and jail for JP. Thank you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Amen, sister. And hopefully everybody can kind of put this behind them and everybody's mental health can get to where it needs to be and we can all stand strong as one and unite And those who don't choose to stand strong and unite, we will all still be here together fighting for justice for Micah and all other domestic violence
Yes,
victims.
ma'am.
Now, granted, you know, none of us can fix everything, okay? We can't fix other people. People have to want to be fixed in order to be fixed. And I've said that a lot before, especially when it comes to mental health. But will doing this fix everything? No. People still going to feel the way that they feel, okay? That's them, okay? Let them feel it. I don't want it brought here. I don't. Now, I've had my own little dramas going on with Robbie Harvey, with Thomas, and a few other folks, because it was to me personally. Let's not cause more drama. If you got a problem with somebody, if they've done something wrong, and you want them to come up on your panel, please let them speak. If they say they were wrong, accept it, or don't accept them on the panel. I mean, just saying. And just because, excuse me, I allow people on my panel to say what they want to say, I know how people work. Don't judge me. Let them speak. You can believe them or you don't. That's your choice. But it was my choice, at least let them be heard for what they feel. We don't have to validate their feelings if you don't believe it. That's your choice. But you should at least hear them out. Plain and simple. Nobody is going to be always correct. I'm not going to always be correct. I'm going to screw up like everybody else will. Come tell me. And if I explain myself and my explanation doesn't change how you feel, and you still want to feel something that wasn't meant for you to feel, that is your choice. I can't change it. I can only explain it from my side. It's up to you to listen to it and try to understand it. Other than that, believe what you want. You know, I've had people come at me saying that, and Thomas was one of them, tried to make it look like I was the one who inflicted the DV and other things. Another account saying that, I caused him to unalive himself. People say you ain't got to prove nothing. To the people that need that extra oomph, that has that trust, or I've gained trust in, who are DV survivors, maybe even going through DV. They don't need people to start rumors to doubt their trust for a true DV survivor. So I will prove whatever I can to keep that trust. It's not for the person that put it out. It's for the people who follow me, who hear Just a Girl, or anybody else that comes in here. Dana, anybody. That's what they're here for. To have that peace of mind that, hey, I'm not walking alone. Is it going to help everybody? No. Is it going to change anybody's feelings about people that was on this panel or in this live or ever that comes into the lives that I hold? No. That's their choice. And then their behavior is their choice. We can't change it. Might piss us off sometimes, but we can't change it. And the biggest thing to start healing is acceptance. Accepting the fact they're going to do what they do. Shit happened the way it happened, and accept the fact that we can't change it, that we can change how we keep walking forward. And we need to let the stuff out. We need, no matter if they're wrong or right, and they feel emotions, let it out. At least they will feel heard, whether we agree with them or not. But as long as we're not saying, you stupid ass crybaby, and this, what point is that doing? What point are you making with that? How is that helping anybody? Especially if people are true justice for Micah, to understand the sensitivity that DV survivors go through. Something simple can send them into an emotional downfall. Something simple. A trigger. Because of how they've been treated in their life. whether they was bullied by their ex, controlled by their ex, beat by their ex, no matter if it's a man or a woman, there's certain triggers that some people want to call them a crybaby. Maybe sometimes you need to think about what somebody may have gone through, irregardless of whether you agree with them or not, to maybe have a little bit of empathy, not to go so overboard with words and actions. Have a good night, Patricia. That's all. I'm not going to fix everything. Nobody can. No one person can get up here and say, okay, everybody got heard. Can we get along now? It ain't going to work. Hey, Veronica, it's not going to work for everybody. They're going to still do what they do. But rather, I don't know what transpired earlier. I don't know what it's about except for one little liner. I don't need to know. But I do know that some people, whether they're right or wrong, they still have emotions and still need to be heard, especially if they're going to be invited on emotions and still need to be heard, especially if they're going to be invited on a panel. At least hear them and not cuss them out.
Right.
You may
We're all
agree with what
human.
they say.
We're all human, guys. Some of us handle our feelings differently. Some of us are more sensitive. Some of us will just hold it in until we just finally erupt and just go nuts on someone. Some of us can brush it off, and some of us can't. And none of us are to judge anyone about how they handle their feelings. We only are supposed to be judged by one person, and that's no one on TikTok. That's for sure. So quit casting stones and judging people and pulling up their past, and just be kind to one another. Try to love one another. And let's, like, I would love for everyone just to get along. And like Tree said, there's going to be some people that no matter what you say or how bad you want one another to get along, those are the people that you want to stay away from, because that's just a red flag that just cut that person off. And we can all make our own decisions. You can all kind of sit back and see it unfold itself. And those people, just ignore them. Kill them with kindness. If you have to do anything, kill them with kindness. They'll go away eventually. They'll go away eventually.
If not, Dane will dance for him.
And then they'll definitely go away.
Oh, God, no, they wouldn't. Honey, if they had any sense, they'd join you. I wanted to. Everything's not going to be fixed overnight. But see, a lot of this drama has spanned over months. There's a lot of people that are friends with a lot of people that cause drama or done something wrong. And I've seen them in other people's lives, and they ain't got a problem with them. Why not? Did I have a few people blocked because of things that I knew that they did? Yeah. Did I have a few people blocked because of things that I heard they did? Yeah. And I was wrong. And now it seems that I may be judged because of people I haven't blocked. Judge me then. I don't care. You don't walk my shoes. You don't walk anybody's shoes in here. But you got to understand one thing. If you're going to judge somebody, and if they turn around and judge you back, don't get mad. Because turn around is fair play. Don't get mad because somebody wants to judge you on your actions when you're judging others for theirs.
Exactly. You hit the nail right on the head there. Don't judge someone for doing something when you're doing the exact same thing to others. Do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. Treat people how you want to be treated. Would you want someone laughing at a family member who said they had a mental health problem? No, no one wants to see anyone go through that. I'm a mother of 4. I would never want to see my child bullied how some of these grown women are bullying other people. It's uncalled for. It's bad for people's mental health, and we all need to be kind to one another. We are here for all of us are here for the same reason. That's just the end of discussion. And if you're not here for that reason, then go create your own group and do whatever you need to do. But stop attacking other people. It's not nice.
And this ain't a group that's been created by me or just a girl next door. These are many individuals coming together for the same purpose. True Justice for Micah, DV survivors, depression, need to be heard, need to cry, need to yell, need to scream. All the things we need to do to start moving forward. We need to bitch about it. We need to cry about it, whether we're politically right or wrong. And after you get it out and say, well, okay, let's think about this for a minute. And I've done this even to myself in the mirror, and people probably, people would have seen it. They thought I need to be in the crazy bin, okay? But I've stood in the mirror and say, okay, wait a minute. Did that make sense of what you did? Did that make sense of what you said? What would you think if it was said to you? Sometimes we need to think outside the box. Even after we do something, think about it. Would you want the same thing done to you in the manner in which it was done? If not, handle it different. That's how we grow as humans. We grow. That's where empathy comes in, not sympathy, not pity, because I'm the last one to give the pity and sympathy. I'm not going to give it to myself, much less anybody else. That's not what helps you move forward. Empathy does. Understanding whether you're right or wrong. Say, look, I don't agree with what you did and it was wrong, but I hear what you're saying. And maybe that's something you need to work on. Now, do I do that all the time? No, I haven't. But we all make mistakes. And I've apologized to a lot of people because of those mistakes. And I think we all need to try to do that, and it will make it better. It would make everything so much better for so many people. You ain't got to like a person. You ain't got to follow a person. You ain't got to attend their lives. You ain't got to follow their story. You can do your thing and live without them, without all the garbage that goes along with it.
What did Micah say, Tree? In one of the last videos that she made? Do something today, tonight, tomorrow to make someone else feel good.
Anytime somebody says that, there's only one thing that ever comes to mind that I've always said. It was my cross to bear.
Yes. Yes. And yes, the devil is running rampant right now, and there's a reason for that. All the division, he's running.
Some of us has made judgments on others because of what we heard from others. And I think we all need to take a sidestep and think about, truly look at things. We need to understand, what the hell are we doing here? Are we true justice for Micah? And every victim? The Jane Does, the John Does? Are we actually truly for that? Are we here for the drama, the kicks, giggles, and name calling? Because I'll tell you, yeah, I've called some names. You damn right I have. To some people that was doing things to me intentionally with malicious intent. Which I've proven. That's out of anger. But sometimes we have to calm ourselves down from certain things. We need to get ourselves centered. So we're not filled full of anger and bitterness. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel upset, depressed, upset, PTSD, and have a trigger moment, anxiety, depression, you name it. It's okay to have your moment. But we don't need to be stuck there. We don't need to be stuck with a panic attack or anxiety or PTSD. We can actually move on for it. But we can say how it makes us feel at the time, and it fucking sucks. There's nothing wrong with saying it. It sucks. It truly does suck. And a lot of us has walked the same kind of shoes. Not one worse than another. Pain is pain. Mental pain, physical pain, doesn't matter. We relate to a certain extent. And I've seen too many people say, well, you know, what you went through with your DV experience was worse than I've ever went through, and maybe I should just stop whining about it. No. No. Whine about it, cry about it, get mad about it. Write a poem about it. Write a diary on it. Scream about it. You need to. Pain's pain. Hurt's hurt. Betrayal is betrayal. Can't fix everybody. We can't help everybody. But we hope what we do makes that difference for somebody to move forward. Not all the drama that JP and all those flying monkeys love to see. How about let's try not to give it to them, except for not unless it's against them. You know, like Reek. Or JP. Or JP's daddy. Or anybody else who's involved in covering up for in my opinion, a pile of shit. That's where it needs to be. Because sometimes when we see the justice done for someone who is no longer here to talk it, that we can be that voice. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. It will help a lot of people understand. It can happen. May not have happened to them, but it can happen. And that will bring a little calm to some people. Whether you believe it or not. You may never see it. You may never witness it, but it does. Right, Victoria. There is no fix at all. But there is everybody banding together for the greater good of something. And to see that little motherfucker in handcuffs will be the dream day I'm waiting for, along with so many other people. Much love, Veronica. Where in the hell are these stupid people coming from? I'm gonna have to turn my camera around, ain't I try, Sarah. I'm not always correct, but I try. I've tried for, what is it now? Just a Girl 3 years? When you get past certain experiences, you try to help other people understand that you relate to. You may not be able to help people get away, but maybe you can give them clues on what they can do. Or give them the support because you know how they feel. Hey, Gritty. That makes a lot of difference in some people. Actually, that's probably the biggest boost some of them can get. Anything's better than nothing. How you doing, Gritty? There's a lot of good creators out there. There's a lot of good true crime folks out there that I've watched and still watch to this day. Some of them I don't anymore. I've blocked them, unfollowed them, whatever. That's because they're a trigger. And sometimes no matter what your trigger is, step aside. Take your time. Come back later. Nothing wrong with that. But sometimes, and what needs to be helped with some people gets ugly. That we can't just say, oh, well, let's talk about something nice and play a song. That's not what helps people. Is it a good distraction every now and again? Yeah. But is that what truly helps people? No. Because in a way, that silences people. Oh, well, they don't want to hear what I got to say, and they don't care about my depression and anxiety. They just want to play music to cover it up. Too many people's been silenced. And I know some people want to come in and have a good night, every night, have fun, whatever. But when you silence somebody on how they feel, whether it be a man or a woman, DV survivor, who needs a good cry for people to say, you know what, let it rip, tater chip. We'll hear you. Maybe that's the thing that people need to make that jump. So you know what, I'm worth it. I'm somebody. Whether these people over here realize it or not, I'm somebody. There are people that do care. And the ones that make fun of people, oh, you're a crybaby, grow up, put your big boy panties on and, deal with your shit. Go see a doctor. You don't need to be True Justice for Micah. You don't. Because you don't understand. You don't have a clue. Some of these folks are silent watchers. And we've been told months ago how many silent watchers there are. And when she told me there were at least 3 or 4 that it made a difference, that just lit me up. It makes you feel good. Hey, I went through hell, but look where it brought me and look what I get to achieve. Doesn't matter how hard I had it or how hard it was to get to where I'm at or what I have to do to get out of this little slump that I'm in or this little PTSD or flashback moment. But have them understand and relate. It makes a big difference in life. And sometimes it's the smaller things in life that makes the bigger difference. Exactly, Cheryl. Everybody matters. They do. Some of these people don't understand whether a person does something wrong or not. Give them the opportunity to correct it. Give them an opportunity to see what transpired that caused you to feel a certain way about them. And if they don't fix it or see it, then move on. They're not going to make them do it. But cussing them out on live ain't going to do it either. Thank you, Gritty. Many heads are better than one. Many. And then we can go put gas in our cars and go have fun at the pump. We can all just dance to the music then. Right, Dana?
Absolutely. I love you. I really do love you. You're just such an amazing person. You're such an inspiration tree. And I I just from the bottom of my heart, I'm so glad I got to meet you. And I'm
Me
so glad
too.
that I got to form this relationship with you because like I said, it is just so wonderful to have somewhere to go. You, Steph, Guru, Courtney. I mean, it's just, it's so amazing to meet great, true, real people. And everyone needs that safe place. And I think you have created it, and you have many people that respect you. And keep doing what you're doing. You're amazing. You're a beautiful soul inside and out. Keep doing it.
I appreciate you, Dana.
Absolutely.
And I
Absolutely.
wouldn't change that weekend for nothing. And even if I could go back knowing what I know now, I'd still do it all over again in a
Yep.
heartbeat.
Yep. I would too. We did it for one cause. We did it for Micah, and we did what we needed to do, and our hearts were in the right place, and we met many beautiful people, and it's just a beautiful thing when people come together like that. Don't cry. You're amazing. You are. And credit needs to be given where credit's deserved. You're a wonderful person. And I told you that night, I'm coming to get you, and you wouldn't let me come get you. I was coming in my pajamas and all.
I never dreamed that, with me and just a girl doing what we were doing together, that we would get to where we're at. And everybody should know. You can't get a hold of me, get a hold of her. It's like getting a hold of me. She's just on the backside for a
She's
reason.
just we're gonna call her, she's a tree mini me. That's what she is. You're mini me.
Yeah, don't make her mad though, I'm telling you. Woo! You think she's quiet? Make her mad. Oh
Well,
Lord.
that's how I am.
She
I
get you. She get you. I'm
yeah.
telling you, she get you.
I'm that type of person where I
Oh,
don't really show my emotions much, but sometimes I think it does you good to, but I don't cry until I get very, very angry. And then when I get to that point, I'm shaken, and I don't like getting to that point. So that's why I remove myself from that situation. And I don't, I, I brush it off. I don't know some of these people, and I don't care to know these people, and I could care less what they think about me, because deep down inside, I know what type of person I am, and I know that I have a heart of gold, and I would be here for anybody if they needed me. I don't care if I knew them or not. And sometimes that gets you in trouble because you get advantage taken of you. But
yeah.
that's just the type of person I am, and I'm going to help someone if they need help, and I'm not going to talk bad about people that I don't know. And I mean, I love everybody until you've given me a reason not to. And that's just the decision I make. I remove myself from the situation, and I'm not going to lose no sleep over it.
You're right, Candy. I
But when,
appreciate you, Gritty, and everybody else. Thank you.
but when you meet a genuine person, you know that they're a genuine person, because you don't, I know that you're a genuine person. And I think everyone else does as well. You and Just a Girl, you're great people. Keep up the good work. Keep your head up, Buttercup.
Oh, these are good tears, by the way, y'all. When you spend most of your life being told to shut up, you won't amount to nothing, and what you got to say don't matter. And when you get to a point that your words help others, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel an accomplishment of all the shit you've been through in life has turned positive. I've turned all the negative to something positive. And Micah made all this possible. I tell you, I don't think I'd be here if it wasn't for this one right here.
That's what a team is for. A lot of people don't see me other than in lives and whatnot. And, you guys have heard Tree say that I stay behind the scenes, and I do. I stay behind the scenes for a reason. I've got two things in my house that mean the most to me, and with this case being such high profile, I have to protect them at all costs. And you know, this case has been a lot. That's why I couldn't go to Myrtle Beach when they did the birthday celebration for Micah. It ain't because I didn't want to be there, but I would have to take my children, and I would go from 0 to 5,000 levels stupid over my kids. You know, and you know, with it being such a serious case, I have to be careful in what I do and what I say, because I have kids, and they're gonna be my first and foremost before anyone or anything.
And that is completely understandable. I have for myself, and you made the complete right decision, just a girl.
Yeah. I mean, I took that front line to help her. And I don't think a lot of people that follow us understand what her and I do together and have for damn near 3 years. Even behind the scenes, people don't see the things we do behind the scenes. And those are the things that gives the privacy to some folks, that gives them that one-on-one without publicly having to say, oh, well, this is what I'm going through, and this is what I feel, and so forth, because they need that privacy. They need that one-on-one, or with me and her together, or whatever, because what I know, she knows, period, the end. I've told that to so many people. You tell me, you tell her. That's just the way it is, because we do work together and have for a long time. And that's just the way it is.
Teamwork makes dream work.
Mm-hmm. We have kept to what we strived for. Sorry. And then nothing's going to change that. Not unless you tell me to fuck off.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I may laugh at you and call Harry and say we need bail, but it'll be okay. We'll get there.
Mm.
You know, one thing I wanted to address is I noticed it in a lot of the comments and everything throughout the night. Is, you know, everybody, well, I won't say everybody, several had stated, you know, how does this help people? How does having folks tell how they feel on the panel help people? It does, because people need that healthy outlet. Some people can't afford to go to a therapist. Some people can't afford, they don't have insurance. They don't have the ability or the trust in a therapist to go to them. And we try to help folks have that healthy outlet to say, hey, I'm pissed off. Hey, I'm upset. You know, and people handle things in such a different fashion. My anxiety level is going to be different than your anxiety level, you know, and people are going to have to be compassionate and understanding of the fact that, yeah, there's going to be bickering, there's going to be fighting. This case has been such a high emotion case. I've quit this case 10 times and still here. So, I mean, you know, it's one of them things where you have to give a little bit of grace for folks to understand that they need to, they need to have that healthy outlet and know that they have a place that they can go and discuss how they feel without being judged, without being told you're a liar, you're useless, you're worthless, you shouldn't say this, you shouldn't feel that. It's not right. People need to be able to speak how they feel. It is. This case has been very, very triggering from day one. And, it's a lot. And at the end of the day, we all have the same desire to see justice for Micah, but that doesn't make this exempt from everybody else that needs help. That doesn't make this exempt from other people's feelings being validated. We have to do that.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, I just wanted to just hop on and say that I was in Allie's live the other day, and she had mentioned that she was in Tree's live, and there is an app called I don't want to butcher it. I think it's White Flag.
Yes.
And I joined it yesterday, and it's an amazing app. I mean, you don't have to raise your flag. You can help others. And it's just a wonderful thing that they have. And if anybody is ever feeling any type of way, that is a great place to be.
Absolutely. And I appreciate Allie for doing that and you bringing it back up again tonight. I appreciate that because it is a good thing.
It is. I mean, it's amazing. It's anonymous. You don't have to say or do anything. I saw that and Allie said that she was in your live, Tree. I was just like, it's just amazing things are happening.
Yeah. I'm going to see if I can find that.
Maybe we could all put a hashtag in our bios. So if people need that, they could have that at their fingertips.
Yeah. Now, I can't remember Allie's account because there's so many people named Allie. Maybe I need to try to put that in the bio. Let me see if I can
Maybe
find.
do a video on it, Tree.
Huh?
Maybe do a video on it.
Yeah, because I think she sent it to me.
She did a few days ago, I believe.
Yeah, I'm looking for it right now. Because I want to show her account because I think she put it on her account too. And she brought that up, and it's an amazing thing for folks because I know when you get on social media platforms, especially when drama is all out there, it kind of makes people need that private space. Here it is, private space to go and have that confidentiality without having to, say who they are and do all this stuff. This is Allie's account.
It's just an amazing thing, whether you need help or you're helping someone else. That feeling that you have is undescribable. It's amazing.
I'm trying to get over to the WhatsApp part.
I'm gonna hop down because I never do this, but that was important to me.
Well, I'm glad you did, Candy, and I appreciate you doing it.
Thank you for sharing, Candy.
Thank you, Tree. Thank you all. Y'all are amazing.
So are you.
Love you, girl.
Love you much.
Love you too.
That's my partner in crime, y'all.
White Flag.
Just a girl, you're gonna get me arrested.
We got Harry. It's okay.
Let me see, which one is it? I think it's this one.
Yes, yep.
This one right here.
It's free. You don't have to. You can answer questions. Have to answer questions. It's amazing.
This is some of the stuff that they have on it, but it's this one because there's this one. It's education. It's this one that has the white flag on it.
Happy Grandma 4. That's funny.
For bail.
Tree, can you boot me out of here, please?
Sure, honey. Next time you need booted, just hit the X at the top right. Yeah, there you go, Paula. Whatever's going to help. And Johnny Depp, we don't need your help, honey. He's a joke. Sorry.
Man, we had Elon Musk tonight, Dolly Parton tonight, Johnny Depp. I wonder who's next.
Dang, y'all should feel important up in here.
I'm hoping that the people who came up on panel tonight was able to get out what they needed to get out to try to get past certain things. It's a process and it's going to take time, and it's not a fix-all, but I'm hoping that these folks feel like they were heard instead of talked at. And regardless of what was said or done, because see, I don't know the whole story, don't want to know. But I just know sometimes we just need to give them the space to speak, let their own emotions out. If they did wrong, maybe they'll be able to see it and apologize properly, or whatever the case may be. I don't know what happened. I just don't want to know.
I think it's good sometimes to just be a listening ear and to let people vent and just hear them out. And you allowed that. You allowed people to speak and not be talking over. And I think sometimes people need to do that. They need to just vent. And I think you really made them feel better. I think everybody did. And
Well,
that's
I
what
hope
it's all
so.
about, making someone else feel better.
I mean, they could have done something wrong, or they could have not have, or something was misunderstood or missaid or taken wrong. I mean, there's so many case scenarios to it. But me not knowing what happened, don't judge me because I gave them a platform to speak.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened either, but I don't like hearing someone so upset and feel hopeless almost. Like it breaks my heart.
Well, it's
Because
kind of like Chelsea was mad because, I said something about her, and, she heard what was being said. I didn't talk behind her back, and I thought she was still, floating around. But when you go tell people a one-liner of a whole paragraph, people form their own opinions.
well, she's
And
probably upset with me too because she was saying in the comments, "Oh, you're crying over a game that ended in A." No, that's not what she was upset about. Let her explain, Chelsea. And she's like, "Don't come for me." Well, I'm just telling you to let her explain. I'm not coming for you in no shape, way, or form. Just give the girl a chance to say what she needs to say without making negative comments.
Well, here's the whole thing. Tree's getting the flack for what I did. I'm the one that blocked her.
oh,
She was
Rando got the flack for it, not you.
okay. Well, Rando shouldn't get the flack either. Nobody should get the flack. I plainly blocked her. Period. The end. Point blank.
Whoa.
Wow. That was so cool.
That was so cool. I looked down and here, wow.
I know. But, it was stated multiple times during the live to let the other person finish talking, then you could speak again. And when that did not happen, I took the initiative to block. Or not block, but I muted. And then it took to the comments, then I blocked. Everybody should have the chance to be heard, and then they'll have the chance to respond if that's what we have to do. But, coming at Tree or Rando or whoever, I'm the one that did that block.
But you didn't do it maliciously. You did it to stop the drama and give the person that was speaking a chance to speak. And that's how it should be done.
And I would do it to anybody. If somebody, I don't care who it is, if you're in our live and you get disrespectful, I will mute, I will block if you continue. Don't come to Tree and cry about it because, oh, Just a Girl blocked you. Yes, Just a Girl blocked you. And you know what's going to happen? If you come in and do the same thing the next live, I'm going to block you again.
I mean, if Chelsea takes it as if she's being silenced, and I explained to her why, and if she doesn't get it and still feels the same way, that's not my problem. But don't put it out to everybody else of how that it's that way when it's not. Anything that happens with anybody, go ask them. You got a problem with Rando, go ask. You got a problem with Joe Blow down the street, go ask. You got a problem with Ann, go ask. You got a problem with me or Just a Girl, go ask. Don't come in here saying, well, this and this and this and this and this, and think that I'm just going to turn around and say, oh my God, let me go block them.
Well, it was even stated in the live that night. If you get disrespectful, you will be muted and then you will be blocked. So, I mean, the rules were plainly stated.
They were. And I explained to Chelsea on the last panel she was on. I said, Rando was interrupted. Let her finish and then you can speak. And she got mad and she jumped off panel, went and got on her own live saying that I was silencing her. She needs to tell the story correctly. I don't need people coming after me because of a one-line word or one-line sentence. No.
And that's how stuff gets taken out of context right there. Just one sharing false information one time, and then it goes from one person to the next person to the next person, and that's how drama gets started.
Katie said that we put her in the corner. We didn't put you in no corner.
Hey, I provide the coffee and the crayons in the corner.
One time I did.
I gave you coffee and crayons. It's okay. I even told you could color on the walls.
Well, this way, if anybody has been streaming, they can hear my words. Chelsea's not going to understand what I'm saying to her and what many others have said. And, you know, that's her choice. If she feels that she's being hated on, even after it's explained it ain't the way it is, that's still her choice. But don't put it out of spect. Because that was not my intentions. And people has used her. Whether she wants to believe it or not, because she will jump panel to panel to panel to panel to panel. Did you hear? Did you see? Did you this? Did you that? She's overzealous. You got to love Chelsea in one way, shape, or form. I'm just saying. But if she wants to unfollow me, block me, do what she got to do, then go for it. I can't control that. I can only tell her what I meant. It's up to her to understand it or to take it for what I'm saying it was meant to be. Other than that, I can't do nothing to help her out. Hey, Harry, you got my bail money?
I spoke his name and he arose.
I know it. Yeah, it was. It was, Sarah. Sometimes it needs to happen, and, you know, people need to vent a little anger or upset or cry a little bit, and then things can smooth on out, and we can try to move forward from it.
In this case alone is emotional. It's high strung. Everybody's up in arms. There's been so many avenues for mistrust that everybody, myself included, Harry, myself included, that I have trust issues naturally. So, it stems from where I grew up. And with this case, it's got everybody up in arms. But we need to focus our anger and frustration out where it needs to go, and that's to the left side over there. The one that we're wanting to see in silver cuffs or purple cuffs, as Tree says. We need to hyper focus there instead of each other. I've seen so many people come together, and I'm going to use Steph as an example. I love Steph to death. She is amazing. She's got a big heart. And, the other night when she went live and she was upset, I watched so many people come together to support her. And that alone was amazing to watch. She needed that support, as anybody does. And, this app has so much potential to do good if we can just get out of our own heads and our own emotions, myself included, and really focus where we need to focus.
Sorry, I'm doing the behind the scenes things behind the camera here for a minute. So bear with me for a minute.
You are good. Steph didn't deserve what she had to go through. And to watch everybody come together that night was nothing short of amazing. And that's how we should be. We should be able to get up at 1:30 in the morning when something just isn't right. I was just scrolling TikTok trying to go to sleep, and I'll do that randomly. And she pinged live, and I was like, oh crap, something's wrong, because it was out of character for Steph to go live that late that night. And it's amazing to watch people in the middle of the night to come together when somebody is hurting. That's what we need to do.
Yeah, Steph was going through it, and the things that I heard, it really disturbed me. But I've been on the questionable side of certain things and certain folks, and when I finally get to the point to where I'm blocking a bitch, it's because I've heard enough. Not that people are coming to me and saying, well, look. I heard and saw enough. I didn't need somebody to bring it to me. I saw it. And it was funny, at the same time, I had just went into Steph's live, and then not a minute later, just the girls like, get to Steph's live. Already there. It's almost like sometimes we have to listen to, hey, check TikTok. It's for a reason. And then when you come across it, now you know why something popped into your head to be on TikTok. You're like, but it's 1:30 in the morning. I want to go to sleep. But it won't leave you alone. Listen to it. That's what helps people. We've been up all night long before. I think we was up, I think the latest we stayed up all night. We didn't go to sleep till 6 in the morning waiting for the sheriff's department to call us.
Exactly.
On a welfare check of somebody on TikTok. We did our due diligence to find out where this person was. We've done it twice, but this one's still 6 in the morning to hear back from a sheriff's department to make sure that person was okay. What we do behind the scenes, y'all don't see on here. And what we do behind the scenes are private to the people in which we help. In one way, shape, or form, whether it be because they got on social media and saying, I want to end things. We're going to do our due diligence to try to get a hold of them, to talk to them, but we're also going to get that welfare check. It ain't the first time, and it won't be the last. We try to do what we can, and just because it ain't seen up front, don't mean it ain't getting done. There's a lot of us, Harry, that will do the same things. They're just not in the forefront. Look, Kelly Johnson, I don't need a fake ass person to come up in here and yeah, this ain't rainbows and lollipops, sweetheart. Right, Gritty. And people's like, well, how did you do this? And how did public information? You know, when you're doing it for the right reasons, there's nothing wrong with it. When you're doing it to help somebody or to save somebody, there's nothing wrong with it. But we're not getting on here putting it all out on social media either, because it don't need to be. So, I mean, so many people's been doxxed during the last 10 and a half months. They don't know the full story about certain things. They don't know the full cases about certain things. They're putting people down. They're having people go against other people because of what they find and don't know the whole story. Because sometimes the charges in which a person's been charged with doesn't always mean that it was accurate or true. Just because they may have got convicted for something that somebody else caused doesn't mean that they're guilty. And if I hadn't seen this stuff myself, I'd probably been the same way. Oh my God, look at these charges. Holy mother of Mary. You have to look into it more. You have to
Absolutely.
investigate it more.
You know, charges don't always mean conviction, and you know, false arrests happen all the time.
Oh no, Red. Thoughts and prayers for that family.
Oh man, right?
Wow. That's got to be hard on the family.
Bullying, you know, everybody wonders why children bully in school. And one thing this case has shown me is that there's adult bullies, and that's why we now have child bullies.
Yep.
It's sad. We live in a sick world.
The only way to change it is for us to band together to change it. Once the people who wants to do the bad shit, they understand that more people's gathering together to pull them out, to overtalk them, to overseed them, it'll help more people. There's too many kids just in this last year that has unalived themselves because of bullying. How many grown-ass people, there was one year, I think it was in 23, 7 people, adult human beings, unalived themselves because they were being bullied on this app.
Is it me, or have you noticed, like, I know
What
when
the hell?
I know when I grew up, you know, there might have been a bully in school or a bully or two, but it seems like nowadays in time, there's so much bullying, and it all starts with the kids on social media because we weren't into social media. You know, we had MySpace, but I mean, that shows my age, but
Yeah.
bullying wasn't tolerated. Like, they would ban you. I feel like if TikTok would ban more of these bullies, there wouldn't be so many of them out there and being able to get away with this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jojo, you're right. There are teacher bullies. I actually had to deal with a situation last year for that. And it's sad that we got to worry these days, even sending our kids to school, because, you know, even predators are getting hired at school. It's sad.
Yep, it is. And when a child comes to a point that they don't want to live no more, why can't people say that's a problem? Why can't the schools and the law enforcement make a difference in the schools so these kids can get an education in which they're going to school for, instead of worrying about punishing the people that fight for themselves. My son, when he was in high school, somebody hit him, so he beat his ass. He hit back. I had to go to the principal office. He's telling me that he's suspended for 3 days. I said, for what? Well, it's a zero tolerance. I said, well, what about the boy? They didn't suspend him. I said, then my son will be here tomorrow morning. I said, I'll be damned if you're going to let a bully who walked up to him, hit him, and he protected himself, to be punished, while the person that needs to be punished is still coming here. I ain't going to have it. Now, do we have a problem? Will there be a problem when he gets off that bus tomorrow morning and shows up here to class? Because I'm not going to have it. These schools and officers, teachers, you know how many teachers that they get now that don't give two rats ass about these kids getting an education? This is why when teachers, we need a raise, and 80% of these teachers work 9 months out of the year for 12 months of salary. They don't give two rats ass about these kids' education. They sit there and watch the bullying and won't do a damn thing about it, until more parents stand up and say, you know what, enough's enough. No more kids should be unaliving themselves because of no more kids should be unaliving themselves because of somebody else's stupidity. And that's meaning the parents, because their actions start at home. Even if it's the parents bullying the kid and the kids taking it out on the kids at school, then put them where they need to go. Let their futures be just as good as the other ones. Understand what the process is, what's going on, get the proper people involved. Get them into therapy or counseling to understand this is wrong, irregardless of what your damn parents say. But I've always told my kid, don't ever throw the first one. But by God, don't sit there and take the first one neither.
Exactly.
I'm not going to tell my children, even though they in their 30s now, to bow down to any violence. You protect yourself. And I'll tell a man that to a woman any day of the week. And I've caught so much shit because I would tell a man, slap a bitch to get away from her. I ain't talking about beat her down. You got to slap a bitch to get away from her because she's trying to unalive you? Hell yeah, slap a bitch. If a bitch has got enough balls to come after a man to possibly unalive or hurt him badly, he deserves to live just like anybody else does. DV is real for men. Too many men go under scrutiny because, hey, I pushed her down. She come back, I pushed her down. And some of these folks are like, a man should never lay their hands on a woman regardless. Bullshit. You know how many men has been unalived in DV circumstances? A lot. Just like women. How many men take their children away from a bad woman who is very violent? What help do they get? None. You know what they get told? You a man, you should be able to take care of it. Well, bitch, you spot out a kid, then you can take care of it too. Would that be fair? No, it wouldn't for either side. There needs to be more help for people. There needs to be more aid for these kids that bully other kids because their parents are assholes. And I'll say it, they're assholes.
Men kind of have it on the harder aspect because society's had such a stigma behind male DV that they are silenced even more than most women because, oh, suck it up, man up, deal with it. You could have did this, you could have did that. People don't understand what men go through. Thank you. And the DV aspect of it, and on a side note, while we're talking, I noticed some were talking about online and whatnot in the comments a little while ago. take the time to educate your kids about CPR. Please, please, please take time to educate your kids about CPR. It proved beneficial today in a situation that happened with my son. My son and several of his friends were playing on a video game today, and thankfully, anybody that knows my son knows that he's got a love for police. He's got a love for law enforcement and medical field and such. And so he took time to educate himself. He took time to listen to what people have told him and what I've taught him too. And when he was playing video games today, he was able to talk to a friend of his, the boy, and there was a group of about 5 boys, and they were playing Roblox. And the little boy hollered, "Oh my God!" And my son asked what was wrong. Well, the little boy's was home with his grandfather, and the grandfather suffered a stroke at home. Mom and dad were at work, and Ethan was able to calm the boy down enough to talk him through CPR, and thankfully the grandfather is going to be okay. Ethan was able to talk him through the CPR, how to open the airway, by tilting his head back to where he could get oxygen, and, doing chest compressions. Please take time to educate your kids about CPR, because you never know, something as simple as playing a video game, it can be useful.
Yeah. I know, isn't that great? BJ, the comment, because I went back to see if I missed a comment and I didn't see one. The wife took him out. They said he did it. I'm so past my brother don't get justice.
She was,
Okay.
it was further back in the comments. She was referring to the male DV side of it.
Okay. I didn't go back far enough. Sorry. I'm so sorry. And there's a lot of people that will never get justice. And that's the hard part for a lot of survivor families. And I think that's why so many are fighting for JP to for justice to come for Micah, hoping it would help some folks that's not getting justice to see there's change being made. It won't take anything away from the justice in which you need to feel, but maybe it will help along the ways that justice is coming, and maybe give peace of mind for the future to think, hey, okay, now there's change. Might not have been for my family member, but there's change coming. Sometimes that's all we're going to have. My justice came with my husband dying, and that wasn't the type of justice I needed. Not in my case, anyway. That to me wasn't justice. Justice was, for him, would have been proper help, therapy, counseling, medication, whatever. Everybody's story is different. Micah's story is way different. Even though there's so many of us could have been in the same shoes and be unalive like she was. All right, Dana, you know I love you, honey.
Good night, girl.
Good night. Love you guys too. Have a good night. Get in the bed. I got a busy week at work this week. But you guys have a wonderful evening, and thank you for everything.
Thank you, Dana.
Bye, ladies.
Bye, honey.
Bye, girl.
One amazing lady.
She really is. She is so sweet.
She is. But we just do what we can. And hopefully people can find a way to move forward and not stay stuck in the past. Well, me, yeah, it's been a disturbing day for a lot of people in different ways. But hopefully we can just find some kind of calm peace of mind somewhere. Hopefully.
You know, the big thing too is try not to let the TikTok drama affect your own mental health. When it becomes a point that it's affecting you mentally and emotionally, it's okay to take a break. We've all had to take that day or two break to where, you know, we've stepped away from the case just to be able to breathe and regroup. So know that it's okay to do that.
BJ, Just a Girl has a book of face. I have a book of face. If you need to talk, tell us about the case or whatever, go to the book of face and you can come through Messenger. You can go, and it's Just a Girl Next Door, just as it's worded. And, you know, there can be a group conversation between me, her, and you, and we can talk about that case, and maybe we can, you know, help you out a little bit, and you can get some stuff out, you know, kind of like on a one-on-one basis. Because sometimes that'll help in telling somebody else what transpired and what you're looking at or how you perceive it. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Because sometimes a public platform just ain't enough in, you know, one night to say things and how you want to, especially whether it's on panel or in a chat. But sometimes that one-on-one kind of helps, and maybe see some things you didn't see before. Kind of like we've looked back on Micah's case, and we find different things every time we do. So you never know what can be coming up with. You know what I mean? Perfect. That being said, I'm gonna go. I'm hoping it's a productive night for some folks. And I appreciate everybody. I appreciate all the kindness, and I don't want to cry again, but anyway, much love to everybody. Let's keep to what we're here for. Let's pay it forward if we can. And we'll see y'all tomorrow night.
Good night, y'all.
Much love, guys. Bye, guys.